I don't
Ba-ba-ba-bum.
actually use Twitch much. How do I get on there?
You just
Uh,
click the link in
Oh, there we
the
go. There it is. I
Discord,
found it.
yeah.
Great.
yeah, it is
The
in.
stream will begin shortly. Better mute that tab so I don't confuse myself.
That's true. If it's not muted, it would be confusing. Why do I keep hearing myself talking?
Just speech jam yourself for the whole evening.
All right. So, uh, I believe Anna Kate was the scribe last time.
Hmm.
So I think we would be coming around to Beryl. Are you okay scribing, Beryl?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right. Sweet. Thank you for doing that. And next week would be May June. Just let you know you're on deck.
Okay.
So it is the 64th of autumn at 4:30. Well, let's do the recap first. Anna Kate, you want to give us a quick recap?
I think Trey's still trying to get back online.
Yeah, they
Oh,
were having
oh,
some
right.
audio issues, so I think they tapped out and they're coming back in.
All right, I'll give him a moment. How's everyone doing otherwise?
Pretty good.
Good. Feeling much better.
Yeah.
Hello?
And we're live.
We hear you.
Okay, so sorry.
No worries. Do you want to give us a quick recap of last time?
Sure. Jump right in.
The craziness that was last game.
Yeah, so we were negotiating with the Shatterkai, Arden relic. And things were a little bit tense, but it looked like we might be making some progress when suddenly Sim started casting a spell. And I was the first to act and did not know which way to go with it, so I attacked. And turned into a big battle with several participants, one of which was not Meijun, who was still trying to negotiate. We were winning the battle, but perhaps losing the war. And at that point, I have a lot of detail in the journal, so if you want to see details of what was going on, it's in there. But basically, a Shatterkai was trying to run away. Sim killed him, despite Meijun warning him not to. So Arden apparently determined that that happened and teleported away. Meijun did what was natural to him, attacking Sim and attempting to kill him multiple times. Some of us intervened to keep him from doing so. Ultimately, Reed cast Sanctuary on Sim, and Meijun could no longer even hit him, so he gave up. Sim tried to explain his rationale that he believed Arden was going to betray us and kill all of our friends anyway, and our only hope was to kill them and gain whatever means of travel to the Shadowfell they possessed. I don't think that Meijun agreed with that analysis. Reed let the one that he had banished stay on the Shadowfell, so there was no one left for us to question, and we have apparently no leads at this time. We confirmed, I didn't put this in the journal since I did it as a letter to Melody, but we confirmed after the battle that the vault was still sealed. Some of Beryl's stonework had stayed in place and kept Arden from being able to get inside. And I think that's where we were at the end of the session.
Right.
Trying to figure out how to regroup and move on.
So the one thing I will add to that is that as they were escaping, the 3 weakened Shatter Kai, Lyra was actually able to capture them. Because she had been behind anyway.
Holy shit, I forgot she was there.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of remembered, and I was like, yeah, she would have had all her spells, so she would be fairly powerful and wouldn't have the hardest time capturing 3 weakened enemies.
Does that include the leader guy?
No.
No, he teleported.
Arden
Okay.
teleported.
He
Yeah.
gated back to the Shadowfell, but she captured the 3 who attempt to escape.
I see. And so the one that was banished and the one that teleported are the two that have returned to the Shadowfell to tell
Oh
the
wait,
story.
I forgot about the banished one. So she would have captured the 2 then,
Okay.
because Reed sent the banished one back, so she couldn't have captured that one.
So there was, so the 2 that lost their heads. Okay, hold on, we got 7. The 2 that lost their heads, another one lost their head down in the hole. One of them vanished out and stayed out. One of them ran down the hall and Sim killed him, and then the other 2 ran down the hall and Lyra has them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So she has them captured.
And I'm not sure do we know this yet? Because I think we were still in the vault room when we stopped the session.
Meijun and Sim are down the hallway.
Oh, okay, that's right. Okay.
So yeah, she would have met up with you and told you that she basically had them in a wall of force dome bubble.
Gotcha.
It doesn't have too much time left. We'll say like 5 minutes is left on it, but she says if the group wants to, you could probably get them to surrender with all of you there. Yeah, that's probably about where we left off. It was about, was it 4:30 or did we have some time pass? I guess it was just one fight last game, huh?
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So we'll say it's like 4, I don't know. 50.
Well, there was the fight against the Shatter Kai, and then there was the infighting within the tribe.
Yeah,
Still didn't take that long.
yeah.
It was 4:30. Now it's 4:31.
We'll say it's more like 450 at this point with
Yeah.
kind of the after
We did some
battle
wandering
stuff.
around. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 64th of Autumn, 450. Is there anything else we have to cover? No. Reed is, well, I guess Reed's not here as leader, but Beryl, you're still quartermaster, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, what do you want to do at this point? Do you want to try to capture the 2 that are encased, or shall we let them flee? Lyra asks.
I think we need to find out what they know. They may be able to tell us.
Maybe can give tribe way to Shadowfell in exchange for release.
Lyra nods. She says, unfortunately, I didn't find any good places here that could open to the Shadowfell. Not without a gate spell, anyway. So, that was a dead end. But yes, maybe these 2 soldiers have some information.
Do you mind throwing us on the local map?
I don't know if we have a... Well, I guess we have the underground local map. I could use that. So you are in the vault area.
Okay.
Why is this not revealed? That's weird.
Huh.
But
At least we know it's the Night Weather Vault.
indeed. So she would say the only issue is that I know that Shadow Kai, or at least these shadow dancers, usually can do their shadow step ability. So that will make them harder to bring back. They can't shadow step through my force wall, but once it comes down, you might have to, I don't know, either knock them out or threaten them sufficiently that they don't try to run.
Tribe could carry many torches.
I suppose that's true, she says. Their ability is based on light, so if you keep it lit around them, they can't use it.
It would be simple enough to simply cast light on something they are wearing and bind them so they cannot take it off. That will do for one.
Well, I believe the way their ability works is that they can move into an area that is in shadow at that time.
Oh.
So I may be wrong about that.
It is shadow or low light within 30 feet, I believe.
Ah, I see. It's not about origin, it's about the destination. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, let me double check
Here-
that, actually, just to make sure I'm
Then-
right about that.
Then tribe carries torches ahead and behind as we walk with them.
Let's see. Shadow Dancer.
And if these guys are from a different realm, then when we kill them, do their bodies, like, is it an essence kind
Oh.
of thing?
So no, you're
Yeah.
right. Actually, it has where they are has to be dark as well. So if you
Oh.
lit them up, then yeah, they couldn't use it.
No, these aren't like fiends that go back that return to their
Oh,
home
like
plane.
summoned or
They're-
whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're just bodies.
Crossed through. They crossed through, not like summoned.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So if the group wants to, they can spend either up to 3 torches or 3 light spells to make the area that the Shatter Kai are in initially lit up, so they can't shadow jump.
Yep. I can cast light. Simple enough.
All right, so you approach. They seem like they are indeed trapped within this 10 by 10 foot area. They kind of back off, and one of them says, "I thought you said we could leave."
He said you could leave, pointing to Major Noon, but I would like to know where our friends are.
He says, "As Relic said, your friends are prisoners within the Shadowfell." I don't have any more information than he did.
Well, then how was he going to retrieve them quickly if he didn't know where they are?
Says, "Well, I assume he knew where they were. We're just soldiers. We're not given that type of information." What do you want to do?
Do I believe him?
Give me a insight check.
You said 3 lights, right?
Yeah, either 3 light spells, 3 torches, or some combination thereof.
I'm subtracting 2 torches from the party inventory from the bag of holding.
Okay. So the force wall isn't down yet. Lyra would have said you have about 2 more minutes. But
We'll just light them up and put them so they're kind of all around where the Shadow Kai are standing.
yeah, that's fine. So you think he's being honest? He doesn't seem like he knows exactly where your friends are. You're not sure about what Arden Relic knew, but at least he believes that Arden knows where they are. Doesn't seem like he's trying to cover for him. If Relic actually knew or not, that's harder to say.
Soldiers can draw maps for tribe, yes?
Just
Tell
maps.
tribe
Maps
how
of
to
what?
get to soldiers' homes.
He says
The
to
kingdoms and lands of Shadowfell.
if we were able to return to the Shadowfell, then we could probably draw you a map to the fort. But what guarantees do we have that you'd even spare us? says you were talking about a deal with Relic and then you attacked.
Well, you already, Shadow Kai already make promise to tribe that they have broken, returned to Ithic.
Give me a persuasion check.
Hard to trust on all sides. Let's see. I don't have my character sheet open yet.
He would probably say, well, if you made that deal with Relic, we weren't part of it. We were not in Isik before this mission. None of us were. Yeah. So he says, if we have no choice, we will do what we must so you do not execute us. If that means being led to the fort, we can do that, but there are many allies to our cause within the Shadowfell. You should have taken Relic's deal. And Lyra would say the force wall is about to go down. And they sort of look at each other and look at the group.
Are the torches and lights showing up?
Yeah,
Oh,
this
what?
is Theater of the Mind right now. So, you're in basically like in a stone chamber where these guys are trapped. But, yeah, the area they're in is lit up. You might think that they are thinking about making a run for it with a passive 13 insight and a Kate.
Okay.
Do you want to say anything?
I'd say, watch them. They're going to try to escape.
Alright, so you're all kind of positioning around them?
Yeah.
And to them, I'll say, I would warn you, don't do that. If you flee, we'll be forced to bring you down.
Give me, I guess, give me up to 2, not persuasion, but intimidation checks. To 2 people in the group, since you're all kind of surrounding them.
I've got a +2.
That's better than me.
Go for it.
Alright, rolling the app.
I guess you could all probably make intimidation checks.
I kind of don't want to. I'm not in any position to intimidate anyone. I'd be rolling with disadvantage.
Beryl
so
growls and shows her teeth
Grr.
and flaps her little wings.
Anna Kate apparently is quite intimidating. Crack.
They've seen what a good shot she is. She probably just like drew her bow or something.
Yeah. You say 30 feet ain't nothing to me.
Is Mei June here?
Mei June is still. So we're in the hallway, like at the. Are we at that same corner that we were at last time?
No, you're probably a little ways down in one of the rooms that you passed by. That's where Lyra probably would have trapped them.
Ah, gotcha. Is that okay? I had assumed that it was just closer to that for no particular reason. We'll say, I suppose, that Mei June has at least kept pace with the group, but he is demonstrating a 1,000-yard stare just into the ground. He exercises his arms like resting on his guandao, like over his shoulders, and he's just sort of like just replaying shit in his head. Like you could probably see the gears turning with a sufficient passive insight
Just
or something.
thinking about things.
Yep, that's all he's doing.
Well, the force wall would go down, and they indeed do stand their ground. What are you gonna do?
I'll hobble up to one and move my light spell from my shield to their armor on one of them.
All right. She put light on one of them.
I will. I'll disarm them of whatever weapons they may have.
All right. So you take their weaponry and maybe their supplies. Is anyone tying them up?
I'll tie their hands.
Or are you just going to lead them? Okay. So you tie their hands, and Lyra says, "Shall we return to the library?"
Our captives welcome.
Sense?
I do not know
Does
if
it make sense to show our prisoners where the library is?
Well, what else would you suggest?
Should we blindfold them?
Sure. Well, what did you say, Sim?
Would Chiron accept presence of captives in his domain?
Well, I can't imagine he'd be happy about it, but I think we do have a prison we can put them in, actually. If I'm thinking of the right game. Yeah, we have that prison in the adjacent room with the force walls.
But it still has demons in it, right?
Not last we checked. The demons had disappeared from it.
I was not aware of that.
Crystal.
At least,
Crystal.
at least according to, I think...
Reed, maybe?
Who has the crystal? Yeah, I think Reed has it. But yeah, the demons were gone last you checked. When you had gotten back from fighting Malik, you didn't see them in there anymore.
This is a good plan, then.
Okay.
Lyra says, well, I can't really think of a better idea unless we're keeping them in prison somewhere back here.
Force wall with gem key is good plan.
She nods and says, all right, well, let's just lead them back for now then. The blindfold is a good idea. It couldn't hurt anyway. So Anna Kate blindfolds them and ties their hands as you lead them back into the room with the glass spear. Which... Let me see, where is that map? So I'll pull your figures on as you enter this area. Sim kind of comes hobbling in.
Ugh.
How many levels of exhaustion do you have?
2.
Alright, well, you're not at half speed, so that's good.
Yeah, that would have made this more inconvenient.
So Lyra brings you up to the glass crystal and readies it. She says, taking all of us, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright. So she would activate it as there is a flash of light encompassing the part, and you are teleported back to Chiron's lab.
Oof. Oh boy.
Should we drag ourselves out? Or
I'll drag you all out.
And then I guess right away while they're still blindfolded, we would ask Chiron to open the door and we'd take them out here and push them into this space.
Chiron seems a little annoyed. He says, you would bring these agents back to my library.
Tried is sorry, only temporary, and she starts like guiding one of the blindfolded Shadow Kai towards the door.
Just quickly through the door. These agents of the Shadowlord, bring them here, and Beryl just quickly like, no, sorry, and then just runs through.
I mean, he would have to open the door for me, but I assume he did when.
Give me a persuasion check. He seems almost like he is just wanting to execute them. Alright. He would say, why have you brought them here, these prisoners? Still seeming a little annoyed.
Tribe needs information to help Shock and other tribe friends. Oh, and Melody's here now.
Oh, yeah,
Melody's in here, so she might react to this as well.
Melody is here. She's very curious of what happened.
It may be
Anna,
that we
Anna
must
Kate
have
hands over her letter.
Oh my god. It
Yeah.
may be.
Why don't you just read this note and we'll go?
Oh, is that the note that Miss Wren
The
wrote?
journal was
The journal?
to
Yeah.
Okay.
Melody.
Alright, so you would hand her the notes.
Well, I think to be fair, I wouldn't have written that. I wouldn't have had time to write that yet. So if she's there, I guess we're going to have to.
Okay, yeah, I guess there's no note yet. But Chiron would begrudgingly say, alright, go ahead and put them in there. And I'll say Beryl and Reed trap the 2 prisoners who are humanoid.
And then Beryl would explain to Gamork and Sim. Easy to walk in, but cannot walk out without Reed's gem. Careful when near.
Who did you explain that to?
Gamork and Sim.
Oh, okay. So just kind of nod.
Because I doubt we ever explained that to them before.
So you would see that Lyra has sort of a sad look on her face as Melody asks, what happened? Who are these people? Lyra? Does anyone want to step forward and say anything? Looks like Lyra
Anna Kate
might speak
obviously
if...
would not.
yeah, looks like Lyra might speak if no one else says anything.
I will step forward and I will say, when we went to the vault, we encountered a host of Shadar Kai, and among them was a man named Arden Relic, which we have met before, who has chosen to come back to Isaac, even though he was not supposed to have. He asserts that he technically did not break our agreement, but that does not matter so much. We were in conversation with them about whether or not they could help us get to the Shadowfell, and
That is not quite how it
Combat
transpired.
that is okay. Well, I was trying to be delicate about it, but now I'm irritated. Okay, so then if Sim says that out loud, I will say, actually, that is exactly what transpired. We were in conversation with them about how we could rescue our friends, but
No.
Sim chose to open fire on Arden.
Melody.
When we encountered the Shadar Kai, they stated that they were here for the vault. And when we made aggressive posture toward them, they said, well, we cannot enter vault, we shall leave. They made no attempt to bargain with us, or to trade prisoners, as it were.
Melody.
No, but we did.
So she...
It is only when you mentioned that there were prisoners we were interested in that may have fallen to Shadowfell that Relic acknowledged that he had access to such.
Indeed. And I think that probably we could have taken him up on his offer, and our friends, at least some of them, might have been with us now.
So, go ahead.
He offered 7. And what do you
Yes.
think would happen to those remaining? They would have been used against us.
We were literally in conversation regarding exactly that, but you chose to take matters into your own hands instead.
Do
He offered us path to finding friends that only he could control. It would have put us in position without leverage.
And this is a better position?
Melody says, both of you, enough. We don't know what could have happened, as was said. I'm sad we were unable to save Shock and the others, of course, but what's done is done. We will save them. We just need to figure out how. I thank you for trying. I just wish it would have worked out. And she seems disheartened. So what's the plan? What do we do now? She says. Lyra says, well, we have to keep seeking a way to get to the Shadowfell. We have these prisoners, so there might be more information they can give us. Unfortunately, the gates did not pan out, and I wasn't able to find an easy connection down there. But maybe there's a couple of things that could come through for us. Did the group tell Lyra about the specialist that her allies were looking into? The soft spires? Or wait, no, the Esmira?
I think it was the soft spires initially that we made that bargain with. She said she had access to a specialist. That
Alright. So,
Yeah, we've shared pretty much everything with Lyra from the beginning, so I assume that we would have let her know on that during our little trip down to the vault, walking with her and stuff.
I think the most recent specialist was actually, I think the one who was most interested in it was Akami, and she was asking about whether or not she could actually have access to the library, and I do not think that we told Lyra or Chiron about her.
Oh, okay.
we mentioned that the Imperials were interested and that we were not going to bring them here if he didn't want more guests.
So
Did we say
Lyra,
that to him? Yeah.
Lyra would say, so if the soft spire specialist pans out, we can possibly get some help from whoever that is. If you mention the other ones, Chiron would look and say, I do not want any of these nobilities in my library if it's not necessary. I think it's a mistake to give any of them knowledge of where I am in case these talks go south. I don't think we can trust them. I've never had much love for the Empire politics.
That is likely wise.
So Lyra says, well, then if that's true, then we're putting a lot of faith into this soft spire specialist. Melody just sighs and says,
Tribe didn't need gold or other payment, so since imperialists offered possible knowledge, this is what Tribe needs. Tribe gonna see what they come up with. Maybe help, maybe not, but maybe.
That
was the deal, right? They were gonna help us try and find find someone who could help us figure out the Shadowfell magic or something.
Yeah, so the soft spires said they were going to try to get a specialist to help you. They were sending word in return for you setting up this peace summit. The Esmira, the one Esmira, or Esmiri, what was her name?
Akami?
Akami mentioned that if given access to the library, she might be able to help. So,
Oh, I see.
yeah, because she.
Okay, so we basically would have needed to explain those specifics to Chiron. I apologize, I forgot some of those details.
Yeah. She had basically said, well, unless you have a library anywhere nearby, I don't think I could be of much help. And that's when you all were like, should we tell her? And then I think you decided not to.
Gotcha.
We mentioned that a library existed, but that we might not be able to get her access, and subsequently
Yeah.
told her that she was not.
So did you just mention that to Lyra and Chiron? I assume you did, right?
Yeah, that was on our first round here. I
Yeah.
mentioned that there were Imperials who were interested in the library, and that they knew of his existence, but not of his location. And he preferred to stay anonymous or hidden, so...
So Melody would kind of look to the group and say, this individual, Akami, do you think she's trustworthy?
Tribe doesn't know well enough. He seems to want to be friends with Tribe, but Beryl doesn't know if goals of Tribe and goals of Akami conflict in future, if friendship would hold.
She says, well, if we don't know for sure, then I'm in agreement. We probably shouldn't tell them about this place. She's kind of looking at, and I saw your message, Mei June.
Sure, yeah. No,
Probably would not respond to you right now.
interesting.
If you had done what you did. So Melody would kind of be looking at Mei June and Sim, and I'm assuming Mei June probably still looks a bit angry, right?
He's actively trying to come down is what he's trying to do. So he's done what I think he's done actually in the library before, and he's sitting cross-legged in a traditional
Lotus position.
meditation. Yeah, with his with his palms upturned on his knees, and his guandao is laid out in front of him on the south side of him on a bedroll.
Did anyone mention that Mei June and Sim had actually fought, or that Mei June attacked Sim?
I
have not seen fit to mention it.
Okay. So she's just kind of looking at you two, as if thinking about something. And she
I would
says,
say that the tension is probably palpable if she
Yeah.
can pick up on it. Yeah.
"Oh, were you saying something, Sim?"
I would say if time for swift action is now past, it is perhaps worth a while to speak more on what is past and whether or in fact I am to be of further use to tribe. As I am,
Is
I will need
Nimble
at
here?
least a day or two.
Is Nimble here?
Yeah, he was with us.
Yeah, he's still with the group. He's just not being shown right now. He's been kind of quiet, just observing.
If what was the Shadow Kai captain's name?
Arden.
If Arden speak truth about knowing where tribe friends are, and how much time does tribe have now before Arden arrive back at fort in Shadowfell? Perhaps we don't have time.
Lyra would look to Beryl and say, well, if he gated, he's already in the Shadowfell. If he has the ability to teleport, he could be back to the fort already. But I don't know, from what you told me, what his top priority would be once he gets back. If he would just execute your people or perhaps do something else. And Melody seems to become a little bit more upset, and Lyra kind of realizes she said something she shouldn't have. Says, Melody, I don't mean that is necessarily what will happen. She says, it's all right, Lyra. But we
Bear
have to.
thinks Tribe should make Shadowkai prisoners, tell Tribe how to get to Shadowfell.
Lyra says the soldiers probably don't have a way to get to the Shadowfell. If they are not spellcasters, then they will not have the ability to open gateways. That is powerful magic to move between realms.
Beryl looks dejected and kind of plops down on her little bum.
If it is case that Relic lied regarding prisoners,
Oh, sorry.
then our position is somewhat worsened, but not so much. Still, we need to seek path of our own to enter Shadowfell. Only difference now is Relic knows that we have people there that we care about.
So
If he did not lie, well, he has learned that his interest in Isik may still be furthered by disposition of those captives. So, presuming he is tactical and not simply moved to rage, then likely our position is worsened, but captives should not be in danger.
Lyra would say, you mean if he assumes we have prisoners, he doesn't know if we took any.
He knows we have access to Vault. That is what he was here for. It is the only thing we know for certain. I do not necessarily wish to bargain, but certainly Relic will.
Melody nods. She says, that could be the answer. Maybe he'd be willing to trade us some of the prisoners for something that's still in the vault. But as you said, I don't know if we can trust him. He already broke his word once. And I would like to say, and she looks to Mei June and to Sim, it seems like there's still a lot of anger over what happened between you two. I want to say that fighting with each other, arguing, will not do us any good. What's done is done. We need to move on united.
Well, for my part, there is little anger. But there remains things to discuss. I do not wish to enter another fight such as the one we had.
She looks at you and says, what do you mean?
We are named as tribe, but we are not in fact. We are a collection, perhaps, of disparate peoples. And there is some trouble there when we attempt to act together. We share a goal, perhaps, but have no leader. It's dangerous. I think perhaps if I am to stay, it would be wise for Tribe to appoint someone to make such decision when there is no time for slow decision to be made.
Did we not do that after we lost Bayless?
Officially, well,
Reed is
I thought
the
we did
leader.
Reed. Yeah, that's
Reed-
what I thought.
So I don't think officially in game there's a leader. Reed's supposed to be the one who declares what the group's doing, the leadership role. But as far as RP wise, there wasn't really a discussion of who is making calls.
Gotcha.
Because,
Yeah.
What we did there, to take vote in front of Relic, that... what kind of bargain is it? We enter a chamber, and more of us than not say we are willing to fight, perhaps slay him and his people. And then, after a vote, or after interrupted vote, we say, well, perhaps we will not kill you if you can offer us knowledge of these people. What is he to say? Oh no, I know nothing. But the vote, the openness, the hesitation, once that began, this encounter was not going to go well for us, no matter what we did. And I think it wise to perhaps avoid such in future. I certainly would not nominate myself as leader at this point, but we do need one.
Chiron is our leader.
Chiron is currently reading a book. He looks up and says, "No." And then goes back to his book.
I'll I can, as I hear this conversation going up, I will leave the Guandao on the bedroll, but I will walk up and sort of end the conversation, and I'll say, frankly, we've never had a situation where any of us chose to open fire in the middle of a negotiation. There's never been an issue with leadership. It's never been a concern, because
When he spoke, he revealed that he was not proposing to show us where gate or portal or artifact he used to pass to Shadowfell was. He was proposing to open a path that only he controlled, with only his assurance that he even had captives.
right? And he was willing to leave 7 of his men behind to go make that happen.
And we fetched 7, and what then?
Then we have 7 more men than we have now. I'm not saying that a fight wouldn't have happened anyway, but there's a...
We have 7 more men if he was not lying. You trust
Yeah.
him so far?
So far, yeah. More than I trust you anyway. When it comes to negotiation, like
I warned
conflict,
you. That
conflict is always
I
inevitable.
warned you that negotiation may not be wise because you had already shown that you were willing to fight. And then you ask after. Captives.
The only thing unwise about that negotiation was
It meant that
choosing to
we-
stop it.
Melody
Beginning
says,
negotiation revealed to Arden Relic that we cared about those prisoners. Until then, he did not even think to offer, despite his goal of Vault being right there. I believe he did not understand that we valued and were seeking to pursue those prisoners. Now he knows. You revealed that as soon as you said, against my advice.
Melody says, "Listen, we don't know what would have happened. You're both speculating, and it's not doing Shock any good. So shut the fuck up and stop arguing." And she looks angry at both of you now. She says, "We
Was that Melody?
need her." Yeah, Melody. She says, "We need to get him back. It doesn't matter who is right or wrong. None of this does anyone any good. Let's just move forward. What's done is done." And Meijun runs out. Ah! I assume you walk out.
So
Yeah.
when we started talking, I put it in the chat because I didn't want to interrupt. But Beryl would have closed the door or asked Chiron to close the door or whatever, because I don't think it was wise for us to let
The door to the
prisoners
library?
here. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Sure. If you had mentioned that, he would have closed the door. So Meijun, I assume you would have walked behind a bookcase or something.
I would have walked to the door and asked him to open it. Or actually, I probably would have just looked back at him, I guess, and seen if he had opened it for me.
Sure, we'll say he let you out. That's fine.
Okay.
Melody sighs
Okay.
as Meijun walks
If-
out. She says,
If Tribe can get intel on Shadowfell from soldiers, Beryl had hoped more, but is good point that these soldiers maybe not have magic to get Tribe to Shadowfell, but Tribe should try to get whatever intel Tribe can from soldiers. But if Tribe letting these soldiers go means nothing, since 2 other soldiers escaped, Arden and 1 other soldier escaped. So letting these go doesn't hurt anything, Tribe Beryl thinks. So is there a reason for a Tribe to keep these soldiers if they can't help us get to Shadowfell? And releasing them isn't going to change anything now, with intel getting back to other Shadow Archive that may be holding our funds.
well, what would you
Unless
suggest?
our intention is to hold captives long enough to bargain with their lives as well. There's not much use to be extracted, it seems.
I see. Okay.
Well, is that the plan? Lyra
Tribe
says.
needs someone to bargain with. How does Tribe communicate? Can Reed or Lyra's mind speaking magic go to Shadow Realm, or must be on same realm?
You mean with a message spell
Yeah.
or sending?
Yeah.
She says, Well, usually with sending, I would have to know of this person, and I didn't actually meet this Ardent Relic fellow, I don't think.
Right, but Reed did, and Reed has
Oh,
same message magic, yes?
so then yeah, I mean, there's Lyra would say there's a chance it would fail, because it's a different plane, but it's a small one. You could always try.
Ariel doesn't know what to say, but
Worst case scenario, you just have to use maybe one or two spells.
Barrel's not sure what Tribe should say, but if Tribe can communicate with this Arden and try to make new negotiation or try to get more information, Barrel doesn't know what other options are available.
It is folly to trust the followers of Malik, Chiron says. I would agree with your half-elf friend. It is better to free them yourselves than rely on the word of people like Malik and his ilk.
But how can Tribe free them free friends if Tribe doesn't know how to get to Shadowfell and doesn't know where to go in Shadowfell?
Well, we can keep working on that, Beryl, Lyra says. Unfortunately, this does put the if they are truly imprisoned, as this relic said, it does put them in a bit more danger, but we can keep trying to find a way. I don't know if I agree with our friend Chiron that diplomacy is not an option, but what happened has happened, and we must work forward. Sim's proposal that the tribe elects a leader is not a bad idea. In the face of a dangerous situation, there's not always time to talk, and someone might have to make a quick decision. I know on my expeditions such occurrences would often happen, and I would have to quickly use magics to help friends and colleagues without discussion. Melody nods and says, it couldn't hurt. And then if someone goes against the will of the leader, well, that's a whole different story. But when you have broken opinions and people just doing whatever, it can get confusing.
So what now then? Tribe keep prisoners until Tribe can possibly use as
Lyra says, we can keep working on a way to get to the Shadowfell. I disagree with Chiron, though. I think if we can, bringing allies in to help us is a better idea than just putting all our eggs in the specialist basket. Maybe we should let this magic user into the library. Chiron says, no, this is a mistake.
What if Tribe does blindfold thing with Asmira lady?
I doubt it is likely to work. From what little we know of Akami, she is mage and scout, specialized in exploring and retrieval of information. If we bring her here, we cannot assume that there are any secrets. I do not have an opinion on whether it is a good idea or not, but it is a step bringing her here. Once taken, cannot be undone.
What if Akami want library very badly, then maybe Akami agree to be put in magic sleep or something such to be brought here.
I don't think that will impede her abilities to use magic to find this place again. I would guess that if she is a powerful magic user, she would have the ability to teleport.
Well, Beryl thinks Chiron has final say, and Chiron does not seem to want stranger in library until Tribe knows more of stranger's intention.
You are correct. And unless I hear a good argument for bringing her here, I do not want her brought here.
Chiron was very good to trust Tribe quickly. Thank you.
he would nod. Lyra sighs and says, well, if that is the case, then we only have the option of the specialist and myself and Melody's efforts to hopefully find a way through. All we can do now, I guess, is keep working
And
on it.
Chiron. Chiron has good mind too. Knows much of magic.
Yes, I will continue to attempt.
And Chiron has access to more than just Chiron Library, yes? The Hollow Books, Hollow Library?
He says, this place is linked to the Hollow, but I have no connection from here to the Hollow.
Oh.
There is no Hollow point within the library for me to access, so no. Unfortunately, I just have the books here.
Don't
Tribe
we have
found...
a hollow
Go
point?
ahead. Tribe
Don't we
has
have a
two.
mobile hollow point? Yeah.
Tribe has two, but Tribe left them in Vault.
Yeah, so I think you set one
Very
up
big and hard to
outside.
carry.
You set one up outside the vault, I believe, right? Yeah.
Yes, and the other two we left inside the Vault.
Chiron says, well, if you bring one up here, that would give me access to a much larger extent of knowledge.
Maybe Beryl could make really small for temporary time so Tribe can carry?
Good idea.
But Beryl's not sure if...
So you would probably need... who's strong in the group? Is it just Mei June?
I think so.
I'm pretty strong.
Oh, right.
What's Gamork's strength?
Oh, I'm +0 on strength. But,
You're average strong.
Yeah.
I just feel like I should be strong.
I feel strong. Is strength of spirit. Chiron would think, and he would say, I think I might be able to help with that, actually. Do any of you have the floating disc spell?
No.
No.
But if it's
Actually,
a ritual spell, I can transcribe it.
yeah, let me take a look at that spell really quick to make sure this would even work.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess that it's neither druid nor cleric because I've never had that spell on any character, and
No, I think it's
I
arcane.
play those a lot. Yeah.
It's a wizard spell.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I guess we don't have a wizard in the group, huh? Oh, we got
well, if
Lyra.
it's a ritual spell, I can transcribe ritual spells because Reed and I are the same warlock in a lot of ways.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So if you say, do you say something like that?
Yes.
All right.
I have learned to capture some of some ritual spells if that is what you are thinking of.
All right. So he would wave his hand, and a scroll ivory tube case would fly over to him, and he would kind of wave his claw, and it would float over to you. And he says,
Nice.
"Describe this spell. It will be of use to transporting this heavy object."
Beryl, I am in unfortunate position where I do not have requisite inks for such. Have we anything?
Beryl has some raw ingredients. What does Sim need to make fancy inks?
It's simple enough. Anything for useful for Arcanum.
Lou, we have refined arcane nature and religious components, and we have some raw stuff. Would any of that be usable for inks?
So to make an describe arcane spells, you would need an arcane ink. Melody would go leave the room. Where are you at right now, Mei June?
I had sent you a message. Let me send it again.
Oh,
Or do you still have it up?
so you're just leaving this place?
Yeah, I
if
think so. He wants some time to think.
Okay.
Unless, I mean, I'm not moving super quick though, so if she's actively trying to find me, it might not take her that long.
Okay, so yeah, Melody leaves for the time being. So Beryl, you yeah, if you have arcane components, you can use those to make inks.
Yeah, so we do have refined arcane reagents. We have 583 gold worth.
Oh, that's plenty.
Yeah,
How
so
much do you need?
to make that into inks, you would need probably about an hour and alchemy tools.
Beryl can help unless you already have alchemy tools.
I do not.
Okay. I was gonna say if we're gonna keep these guys for a while, Beryl is gonna give them like she's gonna push like 10 rations, 10 days rations, and 2 blankets through the little force field.
All right, so you give them some supplies.
All right.
All right,
Beryl
so
will help.
Beryl's
What color
gonna
ink
make
does
some
Tim want?
inks.
I care little. Make what conveniences you best, Beryl.
Beryl's ink will be emerald green. What rolls do you need? And how much?
Let's see. Floating disc is a first level spell. Is a ritual spell. So, hang on.
I think it's 50 gold pieces of ink.
That sounds right.
It's 50 per level. And
Yeah, it's 50 per level. Yeah.
one page in your spell book, I believe, for first level.
Yep.
All right. I subtracted the components.
So, Mei June, were you going upstairs, or were you just trying to climb right down into the under caves?
I would probably go upstairs,
All right.
or
So-
whatever way is more direct, I guess.
Probably as you're the under caves are probably much more dangerous and more likely to
Yeah.
get lost. So
Probably wouldn't do that.
yeah. So as you're kind of heading up the stairs, you hear footsteps behind you, and you hear Melody say, "Mei June, wait. Where are you going?"
I just need some time to clear my head. I was thinking about going to speak with a friend. He has proven to be a good sounding board for me in the past. Maybe he could give me some insight that I'm missing.
She would think for a moment and say, "Are you sure it's wise to go by yourself?
No.
I know things are confusing right now, but we have to try to remain united. If we separate and we let anger divide us, then shock is doomed for sure." She says, "Do you think you can maybe talk with the group and come to an understanding?" She says, "I know you're mad, and I am a bit mad things turned out the way they did, though I'm not sure Sim was completely wrong. I think there was just a lack of communication. It's hard to say." Or go ahead.
You make some good points. I think that I've calmed down from the anger. I'm not actually angry anymore. I'm just frustrated. It's almost as if he is unwilling to listen. He just has it in his head that things were going to happen exactly one way, and I think I have, perhaps I have it in my head that things were going to go a different way. But as you said, there's no way of knowing which way a thing had gone. There was an opportunity for negotiation, and everybody in that room was on board with it, and then because of his actions, we lost the opportunity for discourse. I think what I struggle to wrap my head around is not that he and I disagree, but that he and everybody else disagreed, and because he chose to enact violence in the middle of a diplomatic conversation, I now doubt whether this summit has any chance of success. Who's to say that he wouldn't do something like that in a room full of vampires, necromancers, and warforged? It's a lot to unpack, and I'm just struggling to really decide if I trust the man. I've only known him for 2 days after all.
I think you make some good points, but there might be a need for the group to come to an agreement on who should be making the decisions and how to decide what the right course of action is. Because as Sim mentioned, it wasn't for sure. He didn't know for sure that this Arden Relic was trustworthy. And the man did break his promise in the past. So I can't fully fault him for that mistrust.
It's true. He did say that he would leave and he wouldn't come back, but he also had an annoyingly technically correct answer when we questioned about it, citing that the vault was not actually in Issyk, it was underneath it. Was it a annoying response? Sure. Do I think that it warranted starting a fight? Not really. But that is neither here nor there. I think that you're right that we can do more as a team than we can as individuals. I just struggle to know where that teamwork starts and where it ends.
Well, if you want my advice, and I can't really say what the right answer is here, but as I said, if you want my advice, I think you and the whole group need to really talk about this and decide how, in the future, such positions should be approached and who should make the calls. And then hopefully Sim would respect someone being in charge and that person saying whether or not this sort of thing would go, this sort of talk would be warranted. I think the summit's a little bit different. I mean, the summit is more something you've all agreed on beforehand. I don't think Sim would suddenly destroy that diplomacy, especially since, from what I hear, he helped create it with a lot of pretty shrewd negotiating words with the different factions. Unless I heard wrong.
No, maybe you're right. I think what worries me is that up until he started casting spells, everybody in that room had agreed to diplomacy.
Well, maybe it was a misunderstanding.
Yeah, maybe so. Well, in any case, I think I still need some time just to clear my head. I'll come back to the library in a little while, I think.
She nods and says, well, should I tell the group that you're going someplace, or are you going to be back pretty soon?
I'm not sure. It may not be all that soon. Now I'm trying to even remember what we were planning on doing next. Well, let them know, I think, that they can probably find me at the library, because either I'll be back soon or I'll be back later enough that I'd still like to do some more research about how I can help my friend deal with his condition or free himself from it. I know that Chiron has already said that it's not possible, but we've seen crazier things happen.
Alright, I'll let them know. This friend, do they know him?
They do. I don't think that they trust him necessarily, and if I were them, I wouldn't either, just because they've only known him for a couple of days, but I've known him for a decade at least.
And she nods and says, alright, I'll let them know.
Thank you.
Alright. So Melody would return a little bit later. I assume Sim is kind of in the process of scribing the spell.
Yeah, it's supposed to take 2 hours, so if it's an hour for inks and 2 hours for scribing, it's going to be a bit.
Yeah, so probably at this point Beryl is still brewing up the inks, but Melody would come back and she would basically tell you what Meijun told her. She says, he said he'd be back in a little bit. He had to clear his mind and wanted to speak to a friend of his about the Shadowfell.
In all of this, Melody, I perhaps have not spoken as I should, but Meijun will do what he will for now, and I wish to offer my apologies for what they are worth. I made what I thought was best effort to help those lost, and it did not work. For the failure, you may fault me.
She says,
But you
Go ahead.
You do me more kindness than perhaps I deserve in understanding that my best effort was still best effort to be of assistance.
I should say, well, as you said, it's hard to say what would have happened. I don't know if I'd fully trust this Arden relic myself, but I also may not have been able to think as straight as he has shock prisoner. So maybe it was better that you approached it with less clouded of a judgment. I don't hold you responsible, so don't worry about that. It was a hard
Maybe-
situation to be in.
Maybe Arden not actually holding shock, because when Tribe asked further questions, Arden seemed to backpedal and say doesn't have them but knows where to get them. So maybe another faction, possibly Arden doesn't actually control our prisoners, our friends as
Hard to know.
as prisoners.
Either way, same thing we must do. Seek path to Shadowfell.
Yeah.
Melody nods. She says, exactly, we don't know for sure. What's done is done, we just have to keep pushing forward. And as you said, maybe it would be a good idea if the group had someone to make hard calls in certain situations. But
I certainly think we need war leader to decide when we should fight and how, perhaps. Other decisions we can leave more separate, but that at least requires some unity.
yeah. All right. So should we pass some time while you do the inks and the scribing?
Sure.
I assume no one has anything that they need to do during this time.
I think Barrel's occupied, so.
Give me a D20 roll for events. Let's see if anything happens.
Oh, fun. This would be a fun time to
Although
have
you're in
something
a
interesting happen.
pretty protected area, so there's not too much
Oh, goodness.
bad that can happen.
That's either real good or real bad right
I
there.
spoke too soon.
Uh-oh.
So, May, June, I assume you're doing the same thing you messaged me about?
Yeah, assuming that 5% chance of death that Sim just rolled doesn't kill me. If fate would have another thing in the store, then yeah.
Well, it's not, natural one isn't necessarily a bad thing in the events
that's true.
table.
Yeah. Dramatic.
I'm attempting to just continue what I was doing. Yeah.
Alright. So,
Oh, goodness.
Oh, was I supposed to roll two?
no, I was just, usually just one person rolls, so.
Okay.
I think
Sorry
by
about
default,
that.
if we get simul rolls, we'll just take the first one, whichever one pops in first, so.
Yeah, that's usually what I do. So, feel
Okay.
free to
I
roll.
apologize.
Feel free to roll off whenever I say roll, and I'll just, take
Yeah.
whichever one shows up first. The question is, what would that mean for where you currently are? It's not that far off from what I rolled. So actually, you know what? I'm just going to say that you are able to pass the 3 hours. So you get the inks made, and you scribe your spell.
Whew.
And that would be a short rest for most of us too, right?
Yes, you would have been able to take a short rest. So it is currently 7, probably 8 o'clock at this point in the evening. Was anyone else doing anything during those 3 hours? Alright, so it's probably about 8 o'clock now. What does the group want to do? I'll let you roll your hit dice first.
And just out of curiosity, like if we relieved the Shadowkai of all of their gear except basic traveler's clothes and the rations and blankets that I gave them, would there have been anything interesting in their gear?
Probably not super interesting. Let's see. They would have, I'll say, 40 gold pieces, Shadowfell gold. So it's kind of a darkened gold ore or gold coin. They would have their normal, like their armor, their weaponry, and probably
Alright.
some food.
I kind of dropped it like right here. So anyone else, let me know. Like, Beryl probably doesn't take any of that stuff, but
But that is a good question. What was the group going to do next? Because I think you were in the process of gathering the factions, right?
Yeah, I think we'd issued
right.
all the invitations. I think we still needed to show Elodie where Dinara's court actually is located at some point, and we still needed to go back to the camp and give a fuller accounting of what's going on with the Warforged, since presumably that was necessary. But other than that, we didn't have anything actively on our to-do list before the summit itself.
And how long is it till the summit at this point?
The summit is happening on the 70th, so we've still got like 5 days or something.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's It's the night of the 64th right now, so you do have some time. You could even do some downtime stuff if you wanted.
We
Though,
could rest if we got time, and several of us are weakened, and Sim has got exhaustion levels. We could continue. Well, I don't know what we can't necessarily do our long rest immediately, but we could just spend the rest of the day here
yeah,
in the
you
library.
could spend the day in the library. So, if you're going to do that, do any of you want to work on anything for the evening? Any projects? Work on learning a language? Anything like that? Because you can teach each other languages. I don't know if anyone was already working on that.
I would kind of like to go see if there's a message board around this area so I can go be a bounty hunter and capture somebody that needs capturing.
Well, as far as you know, there are no message boards in the ruins of the Undead City.
Okay.
At least not ones that have any new messages that weren't there
Yeah,
100 years ago
yeah,
before
they're-
people died.
Yeah, the city's been pretty defunct for quite a while.
But when we go back to the Southspire or Asmira camps, you might be able to inquire around if anyone has a job there.
Yeah, I mean, you could travel. Well, it's kind of late now, but it would probably take you about an hour to get back to the camp, and there might be something there for you to do if you don't want to stay here.
No, I'll just tool around and hang out with the tribe.
All right. So maybe.
Beryl would probably. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What's Beryl
Well, I mean, if
doing?
there is downtime that we're just putzing around for the afternoon and others are reading and stuff, Beryl would probably try to brew some potions.
All right. So it does take a day of downtime to brew potions normally, unless you're not an alchemist, but an artificer, which I think is 1/3.
Oh, that's right. You said you were changing it. So we have to actually like spend an entire day doing nothing in order for Beryl to brew now.
Yeah. A day doing nothing, or you can do 3 potions in a day if you're an artificer, because that kind of balances out the artificer powers.
Yeah, but it takes away the ability for non-artificers to really brew realistically unless we, have tons of time to just spend doing nothing.
Which you do have 5 days. So.
Yeah, but I don't think we were planning on spending all 5 days sitting in the library letting Beryl brew, were we?
Well, that's up to the group if you want to go look for something else to do, or if you want to work on the downtime stuff. But you do have some time till the summit, so you could, in theory, brew like a couple of potions that are common, or maybe even uncommon potion. I have to check the time on that.
I don't think you've ever given Beryl any recipes above common.
Oh, that's true. I guess you could ask Chiron and see if he has.
She
anything.
has. She has. She got common ones she didn't have before. She got some at the Alcabian Labs, and then she got some additional common potions from Chiron.
All right, so I guess then she could just do the common ones for now, and we could maybe looking for uncommon recipes.
Well, if the group has nothing else to do, and we were gonna sit around for a few days, then she would brew. But I don't want to like role play just sitting. Like, I mean, I don't want us to just sit around and lose time in game that the tribe could be accomplishing things around Isaac. So,
All right. Well, I will go to Mei June for now, and you guys can all figure out what you want to do after this. But Mei June, from what you messaged me, what are you trying to? Were you trying to do like a private talk with someone?
I would just be trying to. I would just be asking him if he knew anything at all about how to get into the Shadowfell, anything like that. Perhaps a couple of other things. Yeah, more along the lines of what he and I had talked about before.
He wouldn't have any information on how to enter the Shadowfell. That would be beyond.
Okay.
It's more like a magic user thing.
Sure, yeah. I didn't think so, but I thought maybe he might have some unique insight as a result of the origins of his conditions, but that was kind of a long shot anyway.
All right. So yeah, he. Is there anything else you would ask him about?
Yeah, maybe a couple of things, but maybe I'll message you about it or something.
All right. And then afterwards, you're just heading back.
Yep, heading back to see about doing some more research to ultimately see if there are any tidbits in there about how to, you know, revert vampirism or mitigate the bloodlust or something like that. I know that Chiron has already said that there isn't, but that's really all I know how to do in terms of helping him out, and I figure I might be able to learn some things about suppressing the other effects while I'm trying to do that.
So that would require some research. I assume you'd be using the library, right?
Right, yeah, if assuming that Chiron will allow me to utilize it, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you could make intelligence checks to try to do research, though it's not something you're very skilled in, obviously.
Not at all.
All right. So while you're, I'll just say real quick, while you're walking, you would notice that there are a lot more soldiers around, and it seems like most of the undead city now has been kind of quieted, or I don't want to say conquered, but it seems much safer. Like they have some groups of soldiers patrolling and keeping an eye out.
Okay, like a lot more domesticated or something.
Yeah, so it doesn't feel as dangerous walking around by yourself.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
So traveling, talking, and traveling back actually doesn't take that long. I'll say, like by the end of the 3 hours, like you would probably be back
Okay.
about 8. So the group would all kind of be back here around 8 o'clock. What do you all want to do for the next few days?
I still think it is important, perhaps, for tribe to elect not leader per se, but someone who leads in battle, who decides when blades are to be drawn and how they are to be deployed when they are. In absence of that, I expect such as happened with Arden Relic may well happen again.
tribe has journeyed together for a very long time, and this is first occurrence.
It is true, but I do not think we have seen last of Relic, and we are now entering likely difficult time in city, and I do not expect that. Well, I do not know what to expect, but I certainly would feel safer in
Good-
presence of tribe with a leader. War
Good
chief.
question then is whether any people want to lead, because maybe is mean to elect tribe member who does not want to be leader. But also, after knowing who wants to lead, then tribe should cast votes and elect fairly. Everyone have say.
Perhaps. Certainly no one who does not wish to lead should be pushed into, but I do not know method. Tribes normally have roles because they are tribes. We are not yet one, and I do not know how to become closer to one, but I think it would be good. And
I can't really speak for Reed because I don't want to have him volunteer, even though he is very
Is there-
charismatic.
Beryl kind of nominated him without asking him when we were doing the other leadership role, the out-of-character leadership role, and I don't think he was thrilled.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure either. I was thinking the same thing.
Well, Melody would say, would this leader be someone who speaks for the tribe or just someone making battle decisions?
I think certainly it is easier to find someone to lead in battle than it is to find someone to truly lead this tribe. I was not thinking of more than responsibility for how the tribe is to fight.
Well, if what do other tribe members think? Sim seems very keen that this should be decided. Beryl is willing to elect leader if that is consensus. What does others think? And Reed's sleeping. Looks like he's taking a good nap. Maybe we talk to him later.
Nimble says,
if you choose to do so, I am fine with that. I will just say right now, in practice, it's not going to matter. Because we're all going to make decisions based on what we think is best. I do not think if Meijun had been the leader, had been the elected leader in that situation, I don't believe that Sim would have acted any differently.
If Meijun had been elected leader, we would not have needed to take vote in front of Velik, and that would have changed my action.
I don't know that that's true.
If we had
that's true.
If we had a combat leader, that would not have changed whether or not we wanted to take a vote to consider the situation. If your impetus for starting a fight is because we needed time to think as a group, then having a captain isn't going to change that.
My impetus was because of the information that had already changed hands by that time. We as well as told Relic that he could extract value from prisoners if he had them.
But again, I don't think that would have been any different.
It wouldn't have mattered if we had a captain or not.
Nimble says,
we need... So, if Captain had said, we do not fight, then I would not fight.
We did... What? I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say that I haven't already said, and we're rehashing the same argument.
Nimble says,
everybody in that room was open to conversation.
And the minute before, they had been open to fighting.
Yes, and then we changed our minds. If you cannot be that flexible, then I don't think you would listen to a captain anyway.
It is precisely because I am not so flexible that I would prefer to have a captain.
I can elect my leader. I know that Demi Prime is a very, very resourceful leader, Nimble says, if the tribe needs someone to give them commands. I'm sure she...
Yeah, that's exactly what we don't want.
Yeah. I am sure she has many great leadership quality, but she is not in position to lead tribe in battle.
Ultimately, I think that what we have done in the past is that we do not fight unless fired upon. And I think that is not a result of our unwillingness to fight, but a result of our interest in preserving peace in this place and getting to know the residents that call it home. Isik is a very complicated place, full of complicated people, and if we had started every fight the way that we started the last one, half of them would be dead. So, in lieu of suggesting that we have some sort of leadership or call sign, I would defer to survival in that unless combat is strictly necessary, we don't engage in it.
I would be willing to seek peace with many, but with servants of Malik, I do not think there is peace with them.
Tribe has so many friends because Tribe has always spoken first and made friends first if possible. One of Tribe's first jobs was to kill hobgoblins, but Tribe spoke to Hobgoblin Captain and learned that there was more to story, and then Tribe became friends with Orchard, and the Hobgoblins helped Tribe. And Orchard is one of the Tribe friends that is now trapped in Shadowfell.
I am
You
willing
can
to.
make a great many allies if you are willing to set aside your differences and speak to them. And I would further that to say that you can convert a great many people from paths of darkness if you're willing to put aside your differences, see where they are coming from and why they value those people, and show them a better way. We already, in our conversation with Relic and his people, we learned that the reason that the Shadow Archive value Malik so much is because of what he's done for them in the Shadowfell. It's not because they worship him as a god or because they necessarily find themselves drawn to the same vision that he has. They just enjoy him because he has enriched their lives. And if there's a way for them to have the lives that they want to have without his influence, perhaps they are open to having conversations that could steer them in that direction. But if you open fire on anybody who believes something different than you do,
I
that's
open
just-
fire on those who are holding prisoners.
If you open fire on those who are holding prisoners, they kill them.
Unless you win.
I still agree with Sim. Chiron says you should not trust the followers of Malik.
I don't.
Tribe is now holding prisoners. Does this mean others should open fire on Tribe?
It is what I would expect.
But is it what you hope for?
I have little left of hope, my
I can
friend.
see that.
Melody just kind of sighs. Alright, so you're not electing a leader. So what do you all want to do? With the time that you have, it's probably getting close to later in the evening at this point. So do you want to just try to pass the evening, or do you want to do anything else before that?
Can I, during this afternoon that we've been passing and talking, since I can't get a potion in, let me do another 50 gold worth of arcane reagents into ink so that we have that ready next time we need to scribe something.
Yeah, that's fine. So you use your alchemy tools to kind of brew the components into another little vial of ink.
Okay, and then does Sim want to carry, or does Sim want us to put in bag of holding?
Perhaps it's better to keep with the party as whole. If I recall, Reed also makes use of such, so we do not know
Very
who we
good.
need next.
What do I call this for the
Just
inventory?
magical scribing inks.
Okay.
You don't have to worry much about weight. It doesn't really weigh anything.
I would just say 50 gold worth.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I will say the evening is passing. There's still a little bit of tension in the air with the tribe as you go to sleep. Give me a d20 roll. All right, so things continue to remain quiet as it goes into the 65th of autumn, 7 a.m. So yeah, at this point, it's kind of up to the group what they want to do. You have about 5 days till the meeting. I don't know if there's anything pressing that you have to do. So do you want to try to look for jobs to do, work on downtime projects? The city is pretty... I don't want to say it's completely safe, but the armies have kind of taken control of the major areas and are making sure there's no ghoul attacks anymore. It seems like the ghouls have retreated into the undercaves at this point.
Well, I think the options that we've discussed possibly doing.
Oh, and there
You know
is still a tentative peace with the vampires. Because at least, from what it seems, Mei June's compromise, they have not attacked any of the soldiers.
Oh, nice. I think we talked about showing Elodie to where Daenerys' chambers are. We also talked about introducing Elodie to the Warforged because she has interest in being able to study or utilize the altar in the cathedral. But of course, the cathedral is Warforged territory. So we had talked about possibly arranging that introduction for her to maybe seek the use of the altar.
Yeah, you can work on that if you want.
Remind me, everyone else, if there's other things I'm forgetting that we could do before the summit.
This is sort of the group's time now, so you let me know what you want to do.
We still don't actually have any final word from Demi Prime as to whether she's even coming. So if we want to press harder on that, that is still outstanding somewhat.
And taking Elodie to introduce her would possibly kind of be a reason to like strike up the conversation with Demi again. Kind of put us there and be like, oh, and by the way.
'Tis true.
I don't think there's anything else outstanding that really needs to get done before the summit.
Miss Wren, Gamork, any thoughts?
I mean, I would spend some time in the library trying to read up on anything that I can about the region where I grew up. Just trying to get some clues as to why a noble would be interested in my father at all. Just anything I can piece together. What would have been going on there?
All right. So, in May, June, yeah, you can do that as well. Yeah, what was it, Beryl?
I just remembered the other test we could do today is go retrieve one of those mobile hollow points for Chiron.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Definitely do that.
that's true. So you would have to break back into the vault, which would mean you'd have to undo your stone-shaped spells, right?
If we planned this before our long rest, then I would prepare it, but I do not currently have it prepared. Did we just finish a long rest?
Yeah, so you could always do it another day if you didn't prepare it for right now.
We've got 5 days, so we can pick a day and do it.
Then yeah, just let me know. Which, let's see, stone shape is what level? It's level
That's level,
4.
I want to say, yeah, 4.
3, 4. So I'm only going to be able to do it 5 times. Is that enough to undo and redo it?
Do you remember how many you cast originally?
It was quite a few levels ago. I don't think I had a ton of level 4 spell slots at the time, so I possibly did 2 or 3 would be my guess, but I'm not certain.
Alright, let's say 3. So it might take you 2 days worth of spells to do that.
Well, yeah, okay. So guys, we might have to like spend a night in the vault when we go down if we do it, if we want to resecure it.
To guard
Unless
it.
someone else has other magic that could assist.
I think you're the only one with stone shape.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Does anyone have any kind of teleport things that would let you go in and
All of my
grab the
teleport is
thing
line
and bring
of
it
sight.
out without us opening it?
I have prestidigitation.
If only we could do this with a cantrip.
So teleport is not line of sight, but you don't think that the vault would allow teleports, because or else someone would have teleported in initially. So you'd guess that it was barred from like you might have some dimensional anchors on it or something.
Gotcha. All right. So we'll have to maybe let's go check in with Elodie and maybe introduce her to the Warforged today, and then maybe try and come back here. Maybe come back here tonight, and I can maybe start undoing the stone shape, and we can spend the night and then do more stone shape in the morning or something like that.
Sounds right.
All right. So those of you, because a couple of you said you wanted to research, you just gonna save that for another day then?
Yeah.
It would be, personally, I would be researching all the way up until the summit, I think.
So you're gonna separate from the group and just work on that?
I think so, yeah. Unless it seems like there's a real, a critical need to.
Well, if the city seems safer now than this, I mean, I don't normally condone like splitting the party, but honestly, if we're gonna go do the stuff above ground with Elodie, it's probably a little safer. But when we go down to the vault, is I think more dangerous, isn't it?
Yes. The undercaves are definitely a more dangerous area, and the vault is down in there. But
we get to skip most of it using the orb teleporter, right?
Yeah, or at least part of it. I mean, you're still going into an area with mind flayer ghosts. You've just been lucky enough not to encounter any yet.
Okay.
Or just the sleepers. So this day, though, you said you're going to go work on introducing Elodie to Demi Prime. Is that the first thing you're doing?
I think that's my vote, unless please everyone else speak up.
Probably more urgent to bring her to see Dinara first.
Okay,
I don't expect it will take long, but we do have to get it done. So
sure.
All right, so we'll start with
Kind of
that.
on our way out of the keep, yeah.
Mei June is staying here, and I'll have you roll a check at the end of the day, Mei June.
Okay.
But
Can we take? Well, I guess Lyra needs to research. Is Melody doing the research as well?
Yeah, Melody's going to stay here and help Lyra and
Can we
Chiron.
take Nimble with us since we're
Yes,
down Reed and May June? Yeah.
He is. He was planning to stay with you anyway.
Okay, good.
All right, so I'll move Lyra back to the vault, or back to the library, and Nimble's with you. All right, so you venture out back into the city. I assume you're just going to walk out the front door of the keep. Or wait, no, you're going down the sewers, right?
Yeah, we're gonna go get Elodie first, I think.
Okay. So you go down below the keep into the sewer area.
Oh shoot, on journal. I haven't been taking notes.
Lots of arguing so far.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Talk.
RP and arguing. Alright, so to the sewers. Ba-bum. Give me... You probably don't need to worry about navigating at this point, because you've been here a few times. But give me a d20 roll, because you are in an area that isn't totally clear. Three. Alright, so as you are moving through the sewers, you are going through, or around one of the turns that leads into Elodie's area, and you find standing at the doorway, and I'll just map this out for you, because why not? Since you're here. There are several of the vampires you had seen previously who just seem to be hanging out here. Which is a little bit odd. No, not that. So this is where you're coming in. June is not here. Beryl and Anna Kate. You can readjust if you want where you're standing, but you would see there is one of these strange bluish vampires along with 1, 2, 4 of these guys. They would turn towards you as you enter the area. What do you want to do? They don't seem to be hostile.
I say, hey guys, how's it going? We're here to see Elodie, I think.
He says, we would not stop you. This is not our area. And they just sort of continue to stand there, not really paying much attention to what the group's doing.
Are they like lounging or like standing at attention or?
They just seem, well, when you walked in, they were just quietly standing there. Give me an insight check.
Whoa.
Wow.
Oh, look at Anna Kate. Wow.
If you had to guess, you would think they're waiting for someone.
Okay, I start shooting them. No, I'm just kidding.
Pew, pew.
Kill the vampires while May June
Oh,
is
oh.
away. Oh,
The
that'd be
truce.
horrible.
The truce is broken. Attack.
They're waiting for something.
Or someone.
Someone, yeah. Are you expecting someone soon?
Give me a persuasion check.
Who is this? Some vampires in the tunnels?
Yeah.
Yep.
So he considers you for a moment. Looks as if he's about to say something. Then this guy back here, the kind of creepy looking. Actually, have you seen one of these before? I think
I
you.
can't even see him.
I don't think
Oh,
so.
maybe you haven't.
My light doesn't go that far.
All right.
I
So
can see
those
him.
of you who can see him, this is what he looks like. Because you haven't seen these guys before.
Ooh.
Mind drinker?
Cute.
That sounds horrifying.
But anyway, yeah, as
Or is that his pauldrons? I don't know.
Yeah.
basically as one of these guys from in the front is about to speak up, he steps forward and says, "We do have a truce with your people. We will mind our business, and we would appreciate it if you minded yours." And he smiles.
Well, our business takes us down to this area quite frequently, and if there is someone we should be aware of who's down here, that might affect both of us, like both of our groups. We would not want to accidentally do something to harm someone who's important to you.
He says, "I assure you, our business has nothing to do with you or your allies."
Is it with our enemies?
Are you saying that, Gamork?
Oh, yeah. I'll just go ahead and say it.
Give me a persuasion check.
Ah,
And he sparkles intimidatingly while he says it.
where did my thing go? Ah, hang on. Sorry, my. Look, my character. Like the roll 20 thing. I'm doing a persuasion.
Yeah, persuasion check.
There we go. Oh, that's a good one.
I don't know who your Celestials are, or who your enemies are, Celestial, but I doubt we are involved with them either.
Good enough for me.
Says, now I'm sure you all have business to attend to, as we do as well.
Don't we need to go?
You need to go past them, but they aren't blocking
Okay.
your way.
Barrel it's kind of like sidelong glancing them as she starts walking.
Give them the
Her
side
little
eye.
her little wings are kind of like not quite flapping, but kind of quivering.
All right. So you're gonna leave them to their dark intentions as you continue. You don't actually have to walk through this place. I can just teleport you there if you're gonna go past them.
Now, when you say dark intentions,
Their mysterious intentions. Mysterious.
Nefarious?
There you go. Nefarious whims.
Do I remember? Just Sim, do you have a familiar? I can't remember.
I do. It's sitting in Reed's pocket right now, though.
Oh, okay. Did Reed come with us, or is he in the library?
Reed's probably with you, but you can say
Oh,
your
okay.
familiars there as well if you want.
Well, I'm not gonna say anything right now in the room with them, but yeah,
All
I
right.
assume we walk past.
All right, so you're walking past. Very good.
I'm walking.
I'm walking.
Did you guys want to fight them?
Well,
I mean,
that would break the vampire truce.
I was just waiting for Sim
That
to,
would be-
to cast a spell.
Why?
That would be pretty awful of us to do when May June is not with us, and we know that he is concerned for his friend's situation.
Yeah. Meijun's like, wait, what? We're the vampires. Damn it.
It's like, wait, who are we? What has become of the tribe? What are we now?
So Elodie is there. She would greet you all as you enter.
Um, since we're a little bit further away now, Barrow would say, like, maybe Sim's friendly spider could spy on what vampires are doing.
I do not generally use Tema in this way, mostly because I lack the skill to properly employ her in this manner.
See through her eyes well or something. But
Barrow considered maybe making small friend for purpose of spying on vampires, but Barrow not sure if tribe will need Barrow's beastie forms today for other things.
it's true. I cannot be so far away from Spider when I am using Tema to scout, and I do not trust myself to remain undetected for long at that distance. So
I see.
all right. Well, if you don't do anything, you would reach Elodie's chambers, and she seems like she has more ghouls in the area now. The stone golem is where you left it, still kind of keeping guard. But she would welcome you all. She would say, "Greetings, friends. I am glad to see you."
Good morning. Go tell the stone golem to go watch the vampires. No, I'm just kidding.
I was thinking about that.
Well, the stone golem would not be very subtle in spying on vampires.
Not at all.
Just stomps in and just stares right at them. I'm hiding.
we are here at least today to show you a path to Queen Dainara's court. She is eager to receive you, it seems. I do not know what she will have to say, but perhaps if that can be concluded quickly, we had thought to perhaps introduce you to the Warforged, and in hopes that perhaps they will speak to you.
Is this the Ghost Queen?
Yes.
Ah, all right. Yes, I would be happy to meet her. Now, did you say we're going to see her, then these Warforged?
If there is time, I would hope to do so.
Do I need my ghouls, or can I leave them here?
I would not recommend bringing them. Perhaps would be seen as a hostile gesture by many. And it seems safe enough.
She
For now.
nods and says, all right, fair enough. So Elodie would join the group, and I'm assuming you're heading back above ground. Or wait, no, you're heading probably through the tunnels to the Sword Queen's throne room.
Yep.
All right, give me a D20 roll
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
as you navigate the tunnels. 16. All right.
Do we
Yeah.
vampires, I assume?
Actually, when you go back past that area, the vampires are gone.
Okay.
So whatever they were doing, they have left.
Probably hanging out with revenants. We still never figured out what's going
Elodie's
on with
name
the
is-
vampires and the revenants.
Elodie's name on her token is spelled differently than the name on her character sheet.
Oh, okay. I'll have to change that.
It's an IE, I think, in the other games, and on the character sheet. So do the Y.
All right. So you would head through the tunnels, make your way to Dainara's throne room. She is once again happy to see you all. And as Elodie enters, she greets her, and Elodie would bow respectfully and say, Princess Dainara, or do you prefer Queen? She says, you can call me Princess Dainara, that's fine. She would bow respectfully, and you all can drag yourself into the room if you want. Right here. So they would talk a little while. I'm not going to roleplay with myself, but you basically introduce them, and they begin talking. Pretty good rolls. So at one point, while they're talking, Elodie would say, Princess Dinara, I was curious. You probably know more about nobility than me. Do you think we have a good chance of peace with these? What are their names?
Soft
Asmira.
Spider and Asmira.
Yeah, with these capital forces, these Asmira and these Softspire. And Dinara would say, well, I don't know too much about the Softspire, but the Asmira were quite different in my time. From what I'm hearing, they're much more aggressive and warlike now, so I do have my doubts. She says, it might be good if we were ready in case negotiations do not go well. She says, although I am living and you are dead, I think we both have a respect for Isaac and could be valuable allies to each other. Does anyone in the group want to say anything while you all hear this?
No, I don't particularly have any agenda here. I don't have a horse in this race.
All right. So, Elodie would say, well, do you have a faction you trust more between the Softspire and the Asmira? Do you know anything about the Softspire? She would say, unfortunately, I don't know much about them. Now, did you all mention to her that the Softspire were possibly looking to gain an upper hand in these negotiations, or am I misremembering that?
I think all I had passed along was centering the negotiations around them more and favoring them more in the negotiations might result in a more peaceful outcome as far as the Imperials are concerned, because of the Asmira being more military.
And did you talk to Dinara about this, or just
Yes.
the group? Oh, you did. Okay. So then Dinara would probably mention that. She says the Softspire might be a little bit easier to deal with if we think things are going south. Trying to work with them might be a good way to go. And she would nod and say, all right, I'll keep that in mind. Maybe I should meet these Softspire. And with that, they kind of just chat for a little bit. And do any of you want to add anything to this, to the conversation, or are you all kind of just keeping quiet?
I just wanted to make the introduction happen because we needed it too. So
Okay, so yeah, they would talk for a bit, and they seem to get along pretty well. You're actually a bit surprised. Elodie is fairly good at diplomacy. So yeah, she would talk a little
You
bit.
should become an official tribe member.
Who, Elodie? Yeah, she'll be.
I think Reed's good at charisma, but I think a lot of us are pretty low on it.
Yeah.
Well, and Gamor's like +2, but yeah,
Reed's
none of us are like stellar.
Reed's probably the highest charisma, but he's always like kind of the unwilling participant, charismatic person. Like he
We like
doesn't
push
really,
him in front of us when we really need it.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to talk.
Or we sell him to the Sword Queen.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Elodie seems to make pretty good friends with Dinara, and they talk about kind of their troops, what kind of powers they have, how they could be of use to each other, and yeah, Elodie would say, perhaps in the future it would be wiser for me to move from my current location to be around your sword wraiths. She says, yes, we could certainly work together if needed, if need be for defense. And yeah, that would be it for that encounter. So what does the group want to do now?
And Nimble was with us the whole time, right?
Yes, Nimble's just been kind of quietly watching.
Honestly, like, okay, I guess let me do this in character. So Beryl might at some point sidle up to Anna Kate and be like, Tribe gives Demi Prime more info than Tribe gives other factions because Nimble observes all of Tribe actions.
Are you whispering this?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, so not making it obvious to Nimble.
Yeah. Just kind of pointing out, like, we're being super accommodating and giving Demi Prime like a look in on everything that we are doing and that the factions we communicate with are saying, you know.
That's an excellent point, Beryl. I'm not sure that is entirely wise, but then again, I don't remember much of the meeting with Demi Prime. It's almost like I wasn't there. So I
Hopefully Demi Prime is tribe friend, but Demi Prime seems hesitant to join negotiations. So Nimble has been actually pretty quiet. Actually, in the beginning, he was pretty talky. We asked him lots of questions. So.
He's
He
generally
responded volubly when we ask him things. So
He
Yeah.
got super quiet when we attacked people we were negotiating with. He hasn't said anything since then.
so he was more talkative in the beginning. Generally, when the group is kind of communicating with other factions and kind of with each other, he's been less talkative.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. There's just something kind of that popped into Barrow's little mind, and she shared it.
Yeah.
But because she doesn't want to be loud about it, she only just kind of said it to one party member. So.
Also, I think the group was more talking to him in the beginning too, and you all have sort of.
Yeah, we were asking questions and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and recently you haven't been talking to him as much, so he's just been more in observe mode. But anyway, what do you want to do? Elodie says, "Yeah, are we heading to the cathedral now?"
Yes, let us take you to meet Demi Prime.
We will try. Maybe the Demi Prime will not agree to see you, but it is worth trying for now. And perhaps Nimble can give report and maybe convince Demi Prime that summit will be worthwhile.
Maybe Nimble can tell Warforged tribe is coming. Does Nimble have communication with?
No, I cannot communicate distances with Warforged, but once we get there, I certainly can give a report on the things I've seen, and hopefully Demi Prime will agree to the meeting, or agree
Are these plans?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Or agree to let your friend in.
Are these plants fragrant or real, or what are these little bushy things on the other side of the bed?
They're certainly fragrant. When you touch them, they feel like normal plants, but you get the feeling that they are some kind of magical plants to be able to grow down here without sunlight.
Just an enchantment for her,
Yeah, they're certainly they're certainly they smell good and they are probably relaxing, but
lovely.
Yeah, definitely not natural as far as you know.
Okay.
I can tell you the bed is very comfy.
Did you jump up there on the bed?
More
laying
in the bed last time, yeah.
He's like, oh, just the right amount of firmness.
Alright, so you all head over to the cathedral using the courtyard through going through the fountain, because you're over here right now.
Yep.
And
sounds like it.
That's right.
You can see again.
Is it bright out?
There's still that fog that's kind of fallen over the city, but it's definitely daytime. At this point, it's probably about, I want to say, 11 in the morning.
Sure.
So you head through town. Give me a d20 roll. And you do now see, as you go through groups of soldiers keeping watch, they would wave to you as you walk past. As you get to the bridge, you come upon a group of those vampires. Though once again, they seem almost like they're hanging out, maybe waiting for someone.
Is there one of those mind drinker ones or whatever it was?
No, you just see the what are they called? Not the mind drinkers.
Is it the same 3 or 4 we met a few days ago, or a day or two ago?
You mean the ones you met a few hours ago?
No. The first time we left Demi Prime's cathedral,
just
past the bridge, we met like 3 hanging out, and Meijun went to talk to them.
Oh, right. These do look similar, yeah, actually. But they wouldn't. Yeah, they wouldn't interrupt you. They would just allow you to pass, unless you're going to say something.
Nope.
All right. So you head to the cathedral where the Warforged are guarding. They would allow you entry. And inside you see several forge areas have been set up. The ebony altar, or obsidian altar, is still there. And there are quite a few Warforged on guard watching over this place.
Excuse me.
Elodie reacts to the altar.
Elodie's eyes would go a little bit wide, having finally found this altar, and she says, "Ooh, there it is." Nimble would kind of turn to the group and say, "I assume you wish to speak with my master?"
It would be best,
Sure.
yes.
Alright. So he brings you downstairs to the golems, talks to a couple of the soldiers. I think I actually do have a map for this area. Yeah, I do. Okay. So you would go down there, and a little while later, Demi Prime would emerge from below, as she did last time. Demi Prime is a large Warforged creature, standing at about 30 feet tall. Very big. With several large hands with various axes and bludgeoning tools. She walks up to the group and she says, "It is good to see you again, tribe."
And apparently she likes to fight like goblins riding wolves.
Yeah. That's her. That's her enemies
MO.
of choice. Yeah, that's her Sundays.
Gotcha.
That's what she does on the weekends. Yeah, so she would walk up and say, "It is good you have returned. I hope you are well."
Well enough.
He looks to Elodie and says, "Who is this?"
This is a friend of ours who has been of some help to us in Isik. She has interest in making use of the obsidian altar that is presently within your cathedral. Territory? I do not know what to name it now.
Our cathedral or territory would be correct, she says. She looks at the small human and says, "What do you wish to do with the altar?" And Elodie would say, "I wish to use it to wrest control of the ghouls from the Alhun who currently control them. They have brought them deep beneath the city, as far as I can tell, and I want to make sure that they serve me and not the Alhun." Nimble would look to the group and kind of say, "I don't know much about Elodie, but I'm sure the group can speak on her behalf." And Demi Prime would look to your group and say, "Is this human trustworthy?"
It is certain that I believe nobody's interests are served by having ghouls in hands of Alhun. Likes of them, not good for anybody. And so far, Elodie, we have not known her long, but she has not made aggressive motion and purports merely to wish to study in Isik. So, I certainly think it would be better to have ghouls in her control than in those of Alhun.
Elodie would smile at Sim and nod and say, "As he says, better that they serve me than that they serve those Alhuns." Go ahead and give me a persuasion check, Sim. Unfortunately, you are still at disadvantage, I believe.
Yep, only been one day. How do we do?
15. And what of the rest of the tribe? Can you all vouch for Elodie's abilities and her trustworthiness?
Abilities, yes. Elodie controls many ghouls, seems to be quite fond of them, and they her.
Anna Kate is noticeably silent.
um, I would let me think about this. Let me refresh my memory here. We had a deal with the Alhoons, didn't we? Yeah, tribe.
Sort of, but then they sort of broke
Yeah.
it when they attacked you, or at least it's claimed that they lost control of those ghouls that attacked you, but you never knew for sure what happened.
Well, we helped one ghoul like take out some of the other, or one Alhoon take out some other Alhoons because he wanted power within his ranks, and we thought, hey, let them thin themselves out. But we don't really know how many there are, honestly. We knew there were 3 at least, and that Mello took out Uppity and whoever the third one was. But anyway,
Yeah.
all right. Let me think here. Tribe not trust Alhoons. Definitely what Sim said. Nobody wants Alhoons controlling armies of nasty ghoulies.
And perhaps worth pointing out that Elodie already controls substantial number of ghouls and has not done anything nefarious with them.
That we know of.
Do you say that, Anna Kate?
Elodie gives stares daggers at Anna Kate.
I just say, I mean, we have not noticed anything. I should probably just stop talking.
Beryl, give me a persuasion check.
Beryl specifically did not say anything about Elodie's trustworthiness. She just mentioned that ghouls and Alhoon's bad.
Yeah.
You said persuasion?
Yeah, and Anna Kate, give me a persuasion at disadvantage.
Wow, that's gonna be fun.
I'm not sure I was even trying to persuade, but okay.
Yeah.
We're terrible. We're so bad.
So Elodie is looking a little bit nervous, smiling, with like a nervous smile. And
she's charming enough to make up for us.
She says, well, the angel can vouch for me, and she kind of pokes Gamork. you know how trustworthy I am, right, Gamork? Right? Or actually, she probably would have called you Angel. Right, Angel?
Can you just leave me out of this?
Oh, you were trying to flirt with her before. Now she's like...
Well, I'm kind of into the queen.
You've changed girlfriends.
You and Reed are going to have to fight with Inara's affection now.
You and Reed are going to have words. So she is a little bit worried now, as Gamork would not speak up either. She says, I can assure you that my interest with these ghouls is for overall the good of Isik. I've already spoken with Dinara, and we've become fast friends. And giving myself control of the ghouls is it's good news for all of us, as we don't know if we can trust these outsider empire factions.
And we definitely don't want Alhoons anymore to have big armies of ghoulies.
Demi Prime would say, the Alhoons have not actually acted against us yet. Are we sure they could not be an ally as well? She kind of asked the party this.
I would say Alhoon's evil by nature. No want to help good intentions. I don't know. Something like that.
Give me a persuasion check. I have no experience with the Alhoons, Demi Prime says.
I feel like it was Chiron that told us or told Beryl or something about like basically the alignment of the Alhoons. I think that's the only reason Beryl remembers that.
Yeah, and I mean the Alhoons haven't exactly been good allies to you.
Oh my gosh.
Is anyone else saying anything about the Alhoon?
Um,
The ghouls have been menace to free travel through city. At least those not controlled by Elodie. It certainly seems that they will make life harder, even without malicious intent.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check. Or go. What were you saying, Anna Kate?
just to remind myself, I'm not saying this out loud, but when the rogue ghouls did attack us, didn't the Alhoun tell us it was because there was some girl that was trying to take control of the ghouls?
That's what they blamed it on. Yes.
And so, for all we know, that could be true, and the ghouls that have attacked have actually been under Elodie's control, and she's just convinced us that they were not.
Roll with disadvantage.
That's true. That could be it, but you didn't say that out loud, right?
No, I did not say that out loud, but that I'm still very distrustful of her. I don't think I ever got an answer on what her plans were with these ghouls. What's she planning to do with them?
Did you ever ask her that?
I think I did, yeah, but I don't think she.
Well,
she was evasive.
Her
we
main,
didn't ever get a straight answer.
So her main point, I think, if I remember right, her main thing was that she was trying to gain power within the city, and the ghouls would be safer in her control than in the control of the Alhoun.
Which is not an answer on what she would do with them.
Yeah,
but that's fine.
She never said, like, I plan to do this with the ghouls. You got the impression that she was just trying to maybe have them as a tool to use later, because as a necromancer, she has the ability to control undead. So.
Yeah.
Well, and taking them away from the Alhouns is, effective, even if she doesn't use them, to be fair, No,
I get that, but I can't recall ever hearing in all my years at the monastery a story of a necromancer using ghouls to, help people.
To garden.
Right. Babysit.
It's true.
It's not something you hear about.
Generally, yeah. Generally undead, whenever they're seen, are disruptive, because when uncontrolled undead attack, so people just assume undead are chaotic and violent. Those of you, does anyone have knowledge of Arcana?
Yep.
Yes, I do.
So, and you wouldn't have to roll for this, but if you have knowledge of Arcana, you know that if ghouls are not, or if any type of undead who are not intelligent or uncontrolled, they generally will just attack and destroy. That's why, usually what happens is a wizard will make undead, use them for something, and discard them. And once discarded, they're just basically killing machines. Like, they go crazy and just murder. So that's why there's so many free-roaming undead that just attack people. Which is why they have such a bad reputation, necromancy and ghouls.
And you were telling me this, like, in favor of letting the necromancer take control.
No, I'm just giving you information on how undead work. That's because you mentioned, like, never reading stories about undead doing nice things. And that's mostly because the majority of undead encountered are not controlled and are just murdering. So, most people don't have a good view of undead because of that.
Beryl will, sidle up beside Anna Kate at some point and whisper, maybe Tribe can encourage Elodie to use ghouls to help rebuild Issac. Use for manual labor.
They'll do some gardening. Rebuild houses.
I don't. Again, I think they're most useful for tearing things down, not building things up. But it's definitely possible I'm wrong.
Beryl's optimistic.
I suppose.
All right. So Sim, I assume, is the only one that spoke out loud on this, though. So 21 is a pretty good roll. So Demi Prime is kind of considering all this as she looks down at Elodie, and she says, "It seems that your group is a little bit hesitant, which makes me hesitant. I've known you all to be fairly honorable and trustworthy in your talks, but it only seems like about half of you are supportive of Elodie. I would be willing to let her use the altar, but I need your whole group to give me a buy-in on her. So if you all tell me that her having the ghouls is a good thing, I will allow it. You're cutting out. I can't hear you, Mary. I think your internet may have gone down a little.
No, I'm on a different level from my computer, and
Oh.
let me see if I can get back closer. I was saying, Vera says, does Demi have any Warforged who have studied anything that would let them observe or participate while Elodie uses altar that would make Demi feel more comfortable and understand better what Elodie is doing?
She would say, I have soldiers mostly. I don't have many spellcasters in my ranks. So I don't know much about necromancy or the how magic works.
Well, Beryl met Elodie recently, but Beryl's vote would be that Alhone's controlling ghouls is worse than Elodie controlling ghouls.
She would look to Sim and say, what about you? Do you think I should let her use this altar? You said you do?
Yes, I would speak in favor.
She would look to Anna Kate and say, what about you?
I think that she likely has less devious designs for them than the Alhoon.
So you are in favor then?
That is as positive as I can be about this.
And what about you, large celestial being? She looks to Gamork.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I'm okay with it.
I guess. All right. Well, if you all, then since you all agree, I will allow her to. Though you will be somewhat responsible if she turns against us.
Oh, see, there it is.
If you are all okay with this, then I will allow her to.
Write somebody a letter of recommendation when they get fired.
All
your fault.
Yeah, it's all your fault. That's what you
It
get.
would certainly be my intention to oppose Elodie's actions if she were to attempt anything untoward, having seized control. So I have no qualms with being held to account on these.
She says, you will not have anything to worry about. You are all my allies, as we are all, I consider us all fellow citizens of Isik, not like these outsiders. So
Beryl does not call Isik home. Not citizen of Isik. Nope. Nasty place.
Well,
sorry to Dinara and those who lived here before. I'm sure it was very nice before.
Your city sucks. I hate it here. Everyone kind of looks at you for a moment, then just looks back at Elodie, and Demi Prime says, very well. Flesh Mage, you may go and use the altar. And she would smile and bow and thank Demi and say, all right, I'll get started with what needs to be done then. Then she would thank the group again and head upstairs.
Mage. Guess it's better than Fleshling.
Fleshling, Flesh Mage. So yeah, what does the group want to do at this point? You seem to have introduced Elodie and convinced the leader that she is okay. Demi Prime.
What time of day is it now?
Good question. It's probably about 2 o'clock.
And what's the approximate time to journey back to the library and then back to the vault?
So the library is pretty easy, because then library is what takes time. The vault, you just teleport. But you'd guess another hour or so.
Yeah,
just
we should
that's right. I forgot we can teleport, yeah.
We should fetch Major and then try to start working on the vault then.
Alright, so you're heading back to the library. Do we want to take a... Or go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask, Elodie, I assume, is staying behind. Is Nimble coming with us again?
Nimble would be happy to come with you. He asked that he be given about an hour, though, to speak with Demi Prime before you
He needs
leave.
to debrief her on his adventures.
And Demi Prime would
Fair.
ask if you all are willing to stay so that she can talk to him.
Yeah,
I think we can spare an hour given the time.
I think
It's
that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So I know it's kind of late, but would you all mind taking a quick 5 minute to use restrooms and?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we'll be
Sounds
back
good.
in a sec.
So pleased that Roll20 has finally implemented a dark mode. It's like the best thing ever.
Yeah, although a lot of bugs happened.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, the first few days it was super unstable. It might not have been from dark mode, though.
I haven't had any issues with it yet, but this is only the second game I've played with it.
Weren't you there, I thought it was Tuesday and Wednesday that it kept, like, freezing up and the map stopped moving and you had to keep refreshing.
I don't remember that being an issue. Yeah, it was the Wednesday. I did have issues with the Wednesday game, but I can't remember. I don't remember that.
Well, it seemed
I
like...
think several people in the game were having issues, but I don't think I really did have any issues on Wednesday. And I don't know how many of them might have been trying to use the dark mode, you know.
Well, I don't
Lou,
know. Oh, go ahead.
Have you seen an issue with tokens becoming disconnected from character sheets as a result of the latest upgrade?
I don't think so. Most of my issues have been like I've been trying to scroll the map and the whole browser just freezes.
Oh, in my game last night, all of my players' character sheets, when they changed their HP or anything on the token, it wouldn't change it on the character sheet. And I checked, and everything was set up correctly, so I have no idea what happened.
Oh man.
And the tokens were correctly set to reflect the character sheet?
Yep.
No, I haven't seen anything like that.
Yeah, it's weird.
As far as I've seen, the dark mode has worked really well. The only thing that I don't think is extremely lovely aesthetically is like the overall the dark theme is like a black, gray, and purple kind of theme, very auto themed. Um, but when you go into the character sheet, there are certain things like at the top of the core page of the character sheet, there's like these red graphics, and then the like down under like the custom features and stuff, the bottom right box, the features and traits box of the character sheet, it uses red there as well. And that's the only place it uses red. Everything else is cohesive, so it's kind of glaring aesthetically. But no, it's so much easier on the eyes for those of us who are light sensitive. So I love it.
There are some texts that I've noticed don't work well with the dark mode. But it's mostly just like older stuff that they probably didn't upgrade to work with the dark mode, and certain API scripts are printing in white, so they're really hard to see.
Oh. Well, and like when I emote, when I do like the /me type RP actions and stuff, it's like a dark orange color that doesn't seem to be adjusted for dark mode. It's not illegible, but it's not.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
I'll probably work that stuff out over time.
mostly what
Exactly.
I've noticed. There's
Yeah.
little things that aren't
Yeah.
converted well, but I haven't been using dark mode anyway, so
Oh, I definitely have.
my eyes don't.
Any app I have, any application I have on any device I have, if it offers dark mode, I use it.
Yeah, my eyes aren't really that sensitive to light, so I'm fine with the
I have tons of
glaring
issues with
white.
light sensitivity.
Yeah. All right. Well, are we all back?
I think so.
All right.
Easy back.
I want to, maybe get May June in on a little bit of this too.
Yes.
Hopefully, you don't feel
Regroup.
too left out.
Not at all. I am enjoying just sort
The
of
story.
listening to things. Yeah.
All right, good.
Well, you probably found some info too, right? During that time, maybe found some good old books with good juiciness.
Well, we'll roll for
Allegedly,
that.
yeah. Haven't found out yet. Hopefully.
Unfortunately, this is probably May June's first time using a library. No offense.
I mean,
But he's got Chiron and Lyra to help.
No,
him.
they're working on the Shadowfell stuff though.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, they're unless you tell them to work on something else, they are 24/7 trying to figure out Shadowfell info for you.
Chiron did say that the whole the vampire thing was easier, maybe because he already knew what books they were, but he's not committing his time to it. He's probably just been like, "All right, these are the books. Read them."
Yeah, he probably just
But at
made
least
a
he
big
could point you
pile.
in that direction.
Yeah.
The fact that he could give you the books is a big step.
That's it. Now I just have to see if I actually understand what the fuck they're talking about.
Now he has
As long
to
as
be
you're not
like,
raging.
wait, how does this work again? I haven't read much in a while.
May June is one of the more even-tempered and like logical and seemingly learned barbarians I've known. Like, I mean, I know like
what's
when
his
you're in a rage,
intelligence?
it's different. Like, I know when you're raging, it's a different thing, but like overall, when you're not raging, you like I would never guess you're a barbarian based on just he seems really like I don't know,
Yeah,
intelligent and even-tempered.
Well,
he definitely tries.
what is his intelligence, just out of curiosity?
Just 10. So he's
Okay,
not
so average.
wicked smart, but he's not dumb. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing that he is below average on is charisma.
It's like, I hate people. Urgh.
I actually thought that Beryl was negative charisma when you had me do those persuasion checks earlier today, and then I realized I was thinking of beta, and Beryl's actually just normal 10,
Yeah.
0 plus 0, yeah. So.
Alright, so you would be, or Nimble would go off to the side with Demi Prime, and they would speak for about an hour. At which point he would come back in and he would say, "Alright, I am ready to travel with the with the tribe once more."
Do you think she is more inclined to attend summit or send a representative? I'll say as we're leaving.
He says, I think I have convinced her mostly that it would be a good idea. And most likely she will send me to speak on the behalf of her people. Unfortunately, she is. Sorry, what?
I said, "My, an ambassador. What the promotion?"
He says, yes, I am very excited. She would love to go herself, but I don't know if she would be able to fit in the area where the summit is happening.
Didn't you say something about her being able to upload or download like your people's consciousnesses into
Who said that?
the form? Okay, maybe I'm mistaken.
What are you talking about, Betha?
Oh, well, sorry. Okay, if you're just calling me Betha, I'm gonna assume I'm totally. Never mind.
You're, I don't think they have they said that to this group. I don't think. I think you're thinking of the other game.
I
I don't think we
apologize.
know very much about them at all here,
Yeah.
about their capabilities.
So anyway, you would leave with Nimble and head back to the library.
Yep.
All right. Fast travel.
Equipping Chiron with the hollow point seems like an important step that would maybe be good for all sorts of reasons.
Well, and honestly, there's a hollow point in the cathedral as well, so this would give us the opportunity to pop around without having to travel all over Isthmic.
Yeah.
And we can return to Char and other places and the labs if we really wanted to.
Well, you would get back to the library. Mei Jun would be there studying. Mei Jun, give me a intelligence check, as you are deep in the books looking for information.
Just
I'm excited.
straight intelligence, no skill.
Is there a skill you think you could use?
Not anything that I'm trained in. I just wanted to confirm your intentions.
Unless there's something you think would be appropriate, you can message me or.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna use that inspiration I got last week.
All right. Here. No.
Oh wow!
Jesus.
Harsh.
Well,
Hey, June, you're holding the book upside down. What? There's like a
Oh
comic.
my.
There's a comic
letters-
book inside it. He's like, oh, what?
oh look at that. I'm like just reading the diagrams. Like, my brow is super furrowed, and I'm like, I recognize these letters, but I don't know any of these words.
Yeah, so you spent most of the day reading through books. Unfortunately, you haven't found anything of use just yet.
Fair enough.
But the group would return.
Aw.
It's it's probably getting towards 4 or 5-ish at this point.
Right. Well, we wanted to camp out in front of the vault so we could most efficiently use Barrel's spells, right?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
All right, so you're teleporting down to the vault with Lyra again.
Do we need Lyra for this? I mean, I'm sure she'd be welcome.
She knows. She's the one that knows how to operate. The,
So she would at least have to
teleport
go
thing.
down and wait
Cool.
for you. She doesn't have to necessarily come with you, but
Okay.
she's the one who can. Her and Chiron can use the glass orb to open the gateway.
Got it. Okay, cool. Sorry, didn't know that.
Oh, that's
yeah.
fine. All right, so poof, back down to the undercaves.
And
Who
this
didn't
is
go?
what time of day is this?
About 5 o'clock.
Okay. I believe my plan would still be to be doing research.
Even if the group had asked you to come down with them.
What are we coming down for? I think I might have stepped away for a moment when that was
So
dictated.
they
to
or go ahead.
open the vault again, which we sealed up with stone. But we're going to open it up and get one of the mobile teleport points. There's 2 more mobile teleport points that we left in the vault. We're going to get one out, and we're going to camp down here tonight because we want to seal the vault back up, and we need a rest in between in order to be able to move to shape that much stone.
And then with the intention of bringing a mobile hollow point up to the library so that Kyren will have access to more
Yeah.
text to do his research
Yeah.
on.
So we're basically guarding the vault tonight when it will be vulnerable.
Yeah, I'll come down.
Alright, the main reason I asked you to is because it is still dangerous down there, so they might need you.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And I think if the long-term goal is to have access to more potential resources for research, I think I would actively support that.
Also, we know that the Shadowkai are aware of the vault and want to enter the vault, so like it's all the more like important for us to like be there while it's open, you know?
Alright, so give me a d20 roll, as this is a more dangerous area.
These are always fun. I never know whether to hope for high or low on these. The
It
tables
matters.
are all
I don't think.
no,
yeah,
the tables
it's-
are all
it's-
built differently, so yeah.
Yeah, I don't think high or low is important. It's just what does it settle on?
1s and 20s are typically something dramatic or rare, though. So
Alright,
I don't think I've noticed with Lou's tables, the random encounter tables at least, Lou, haven't been like it's going to be good or bad or big just because it's a 1 or a 20, right? Have they?
so it depends on what I roll as my roll
Oh.
versus what you roll. And
I
the
see.
closer you are to my roll without going under is better.
Interesting.
oh,
Yeah.
that's fun.
So you want to roll close to my roll without going under it. If you go under it, the more you go, basically, yeah, the more you go under it, the worse it is. Well, not the more you go. So, like, for example, if I roll a 10 and you roll an 11, there's if you roll a 10, that's really good. The closer you are to 10 or above is good things happening. Then the farther you get, it's kind of like medium to bad. Then if you roll like a 9, that's like the worst possible thing you can roll.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I like that. So the dice don't tell us things. That's very handy.
Yeah.
I like
yeah,
it.
it's kind of randomized.
Yeah.
So
When we've been
it's-
coming and going and using this orb teleporter here since the battle with Malik,
Mhm.
do we see the mind flares or?
Yeah,
anybody in the
you've
area?
seen them around. Mostly they have ignored you.
Have
However,
we encountered? Go ahead.
however, this time, as you turn a corner, you would see 2 of them there.
Oh no, Lou rolled a 15.
Is either of them
And-
Avagaru?
No. And one of them would say, I told you I saw intruders. And let me bring you all out, because this very well could be initiatives.
I was just about to ask you if like we'd seen Avagaru, but I guess like here we go. The mind flayers are definitely still around.
Okay.
I think we may be out twice. I see myself still in the room with the
Oh,
Yeah,
oops.
we're
Yeah, me
in the
too.
room and we're starting to be up here as well with the.
I'll just be
Yeah,
Okay.
action
And I'm
economy. Woo.
is Lyra staying here then?
Yes, Lyra's staying there. The Nimble is with you.
Okay, very good.
Where did we we had a long rest earlier this morning,
Yeah,
right?
so you're all
Good,
you
yeah.
all should be at full. Although it looks like Sim is not.
Oh, no, sorry. I just didn't edit my things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
that's-
forgot to
that's
do
fine.
all of my stuff until we took our 5-minute break, and then I'm like, oh shit, I didn't like.
Everyone
So
do we have
go.
Sims points too?
Yeah. If you took a rest in my presence, you should have those 9 temporary hit points.
Oh, excellent.
So yeah, this guy or one of the mind flayers would point and say, "You do not belong here. Prepare to die." What do you want to do?
Can't we get along.
Is that what Beryl says?
Oh, she doesn't use pronouns, so it'd be like, why can't all just get along? I don't know. I don't know. Something like
Well,
that.
let's go initiative rolls at this point.
All right.
How should I mark my exhaustion? I don't actually see that on the little conditions cheat sheet.
Well,
Are you
for
in
battle,
Roll20 or D&D Beyond?
this is the exhaustion symbol.
Oh, there it is. Cool. Thank you.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
But yeah, for battles, it's just if something's trying to grapple you or you're doing a skill check.
Yeah, the 1 level isn't going to matter too much, but just wanted to.
Although,
Look at
remember
those
that
rolls, though.
initiative is a
Yeah,
ability check.
I will have disadvantage on that too. So,
Yep.
well,
Initiative, that's
Oh,
true.
that's so
Initiative.
sad. You got a 22 and you have to re-roll. Oh.
What? No? What?
No, that was
No,
Mork.
no.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
he wasn't on there though. That I don't think he was selected.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay.
You have to make sure your token is selected.
Alright, let's see.
Well, there were two 22s, May June and Gamork. And May June's was a nat. Nice.
I should go back down to a 4. I'm in 4, not 16. I rolled twice because I couldn't figure out how to do the disadvantage thing.
That just died, guys. I'm sorry if the audio is bad.
Oh, the
What
audio is
the-
actual better.
Yeah, it just got way clearer.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's so weird. Okay, so I'm on
That's super crisp.
speakerphone on an iPhone 8, and you guys say it's better than my like $300. Okay, anyway.
This is the clearest that I have ever heard you ever.
Yeah, there might actually be a choke point on like whatever sound card or whatever you have that plugged into. So it might not be the device, but rather something about the software that's.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Well,
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Here I am.
All right. So everyone's on initiative.
Oh, hang on, I need to edit mine back. There we go.
I don't think Gamork is on there. He rolled, but I don't think he was selected.
Oh, you have to re-roll Gamork.
I tried it from my online app.
He's
I,
very poised, this mind flayer. It's a very good posture.
He's refined. He's high society
Yeah,
mind
that's-
flayer.
I mean, he does look like he's classy. As
He only
Monster.
eats the highest quality brains in his caviar. Mei Jun, you are first to act. You see
Okay.
basically the mind flayers point their fingers as psychic energies begin to swirl in their hands.
Okay, and they did just say prepare to die, and we've fought them before, yes?
Yes, the shimmering,
Okay.
ghostly mind flayers do seem hostile.
Oh, yeah.
And is Nimble fighting with?
Nimble,
He's initiative
he
or not.
is. Yes, he plans to, so I'll add him to the bottom there.
Alrighty. Yep, I will rush forward, roaring as I do. It is still loud and proud, but it's more like focused than it has been. Maybe I'm just like in a different headspace. But I will enter a rage and attack recklessly with Great Weapon Master at this one here, the norther of the two.
Okay.
With my quad out. So
Alright, so you swing. Oh, crit. Good start.
Yeah.
So 27 points of damage.
and I will make that one precise. Well, how are they? What do those look like they're wearing?
They are wearing cloth. They don't look well armored. Or wait, actually they might be wearing leather, but yeah, they don't look well armored.
Okay. I will make that precise anyway.
Oh, never mind. They have a breastplate.
Okay.
But 17 would strike as you cut him a second time. Huh. For another 27. And
Nice.
he looks wounded.
Oh, awesome. Knowing what I know about mind flayers and how susceptible I am to them, and also having an opportunity for a clear threat and not a questionable one, I will action surge and attempt to do some more.
Alright.
And also precise. You said breastplate?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that
precise.
was 15 or 24? Are you...
Oh, yeah, never mind. I'm attacking recklessly. No, I don't need precision. Haha.
Alright, so 24 would strike. And that's another crit for 37.
Wow.
Oh, he goes down.
Wow. It's gonna be a
Wow.
short combat.
Getting 2 crits in one round. I don't think I've ever done that before. I don't think I've ever actually had a good crit roll before. Is that a max
And
crit?
you rolled
It
and
is.
you rolled 10s on both of the damage.
Holy shit! That's literally max damage.
Yeah.
I feel so vindicated. Anyway, we'll make that last swing on the other gentleman.
Alright,
And I will use my
17.
second. Oh wait. Oh yeah, 17. Nope. Yeah. I forget that I'm attacking recklessly. Yeah.
So 17 would strike. Doing another 22. Oh.
Excellent.
Anything else?
I will just roar a nice primal roar. Again, just sort of like glad to be fighting things that I don't have to fight in.
Kamork.
We can only see the one remaining mind flare.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna longbow him.
Alright,
From
so
where I'm
you
standing.
draw your longbow, so that's a item interaction. Go ahead and mark yourself with a longbow and take a shot. 19 would strike as your first arrow lands.
Okay.
So 8 points of damage with that first shot. Oh.
I actually get 3 attacks.
Yeah, so go ahead, take a second one.
Jeez.
17 strikes again. Another arrow sticking out of his armor for another 11, and he looks wounded. Oh.
Okay, and going for my last shot here.
16 would strike again for another 11. Oh. And he is looking badly wounded. Anything else?
No, not for me.
Alright, the Mind Flayers go. So the wounded one is kind of coughing up blood. He looks at Mei June, and his eyes flash. Give me a wisdom saving throw. Alright. You feel yourself being affected by something as you feel a telepathic link forming between you and the creature. You have been dominated.
Awesome.
From around the corner, another one steps out from the north.
Oh,
15, 20, 25, 30. He moves down to here. He's going to point his finger at the group, and a cone of telepathic damage would fire out at you all as he uses... Where is it? I just had it. Mind Blast. So I need a intelligence save DC 15 from each of you. Everyone but Mei June.
Gotta say, it's not my favorite save.
It's no one's favorite save.
Hey!
Ah,
Oh. Oh God.
Alright.
Are you all gonna turn on me? Oh, look at Mark go.
So if you made it, you take 8 points of psychic damage. If you failed it, you take 16 and you are stunned. So mark yourself with the stun if you failed it. You're stunned for a minute or until you make an intelligence save, DC 15, and you can repeat the save at the end of each turn.
Cool.
So I think, let's see, so Sim and Anna-Kate are stunned, right?
Oh no.
yeah.
I thought Anna Kate was gonna end the fight for us and take out the second guy, and now there's a third.
How do you like being stunned, Anna-Kate?
Oh, you know, it's not all it's cracked up to be.
Alright, so speaking of Miss Wren, for your turn, you are unable to move. Give me another intelligence save at the end of it.
Good.
So you are still stunned for 9 more turns. Actually, let me mark that on him just in case it becomes relevant. Beryl, you are not stunned.
You said they're wearing breastplates.
They are, yeah.
What are these breastplates made of?
They're made of metal.
Zap him!
Wonder why she's asking.
All right.
I know why
Or
she's
cook
asking.
Cook him!
Cook and book.
I'm going to trust Mei June to finish off this wounded guy quite quickly. I'm going to put heat metal on the new guy that's just showing up.
All right. So new guy that just showed up has to make a what save? Or no, he doesn't make a save. He just gets affected, right?
Yep.
So he is affected by heat metal on his turn. As a bonus action, you can cook him.
Unfortunately, I am
And mark yourself as concentrating and put
pretty
the...
low DC. So, all right, but all right. So that's that. And then, do I want to do anything with my bonus action? Sorry, give me just a
Action
second.
now? Oh wait, no, subsequent. No, wait, huh?
What?
So I think you can use a bonus action on this turn to heat him.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
it's
I
an
can. Well, then I
action.
will
It doesn't require a bonus
absolutely
action.
do so.
Yeah.
Yes. I would like
Well,
to
it's
have-
an action to cast, and yeah, I think every time you use it, it's a bonus action.
Wait,
So
so any creature in physical
Well-
contact with the object takes the damage when you cast it.
Takes it when okay.
Right.
And until the spell ends, you can use a bonus action on each of your sub.
Oh.
So I don't think I can use a bonus
it's
action
just subsequent
this
turns,
turn.
yeah.
So yeah, so
Right.
go ahead, give
But
me
it does take
the
damage right now.
give me the
All right.
Yes.
damage right
But it
now.
looks like I do the damage now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, lovely. All right, I don't think I have a macro for that. So it's 2d8. Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have upcast it, but I didn't. So okay, 2d8. Boop.
Alright, so he takes 9, and that's it for you.
I will. I'm gonna bonus action get out of sight. Like, so I'm only in sight of one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sim.
That wasn't really bonus action. That was just movement. But yeah, I won't use my bonus action this turn.
Alright, I think I just get to make that save again. So here we go.
Beryl, do the timer and concentration.
Oh yeah.
So, Sim, you unfortunately are still stunned. Oh, I forgot about poor Nimble. Oh, Nimble rolled nat 20. He is not stunned.
Oh, he's
Like, I'm on this. So he is going to... Okay, 5, 10, 20... Doesn't have enough movement to get up there with people in the way. So he's going to pull out his bow and take a shot at the guy who's getting heat metaled. Phew. 24 would strike. He does 9 piercing. Ah! Unfortunately, he's not very high level, so that's all he can do. He is then going to, I guess, move here. And that's it for him. Mei June, unfortunately, you are dominated.
Here we go. Yep.
Oh fuck! I'm just jumped into danger there, didn't I?
Well, maybe. Yep.
Hey Lou, when you have a
Fine, no.
chance, can you take me off vision on Gamork's token, because it sometimes throws me off on what I can see.
Do you have vision on his token?
I played him a couple times, so yeah.
Oh. Yeah, sure.
Sorry, I didn't mean to slow down the combat. Go ahead. Me too.
Mei June, you are given the command to attack Beryl.
Oh god.
That. Okay. And she is... Okay. Do I move? No. I don't think I would need to, necessarily. Well, the ground here looks pretty precarious, is that right?
The one they're standing on, yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna move. So we'll just do the usual on Beryl.
Ah! Mei June is going nuts again.
Yep. I will assume a 21 hits.
Yeah, 21 would strike, I assume.
Yes.
22 slashing, and I need a concentration save.
Wow.
DC 11. Alright, so you hold your heat metal, but I think Mei June does get a second attack.
It was 22?
Yeah, 22
Yep,
damage.
22. And how is Beryl armored?
She is lightly armored, right?
Oh, studded leather.
Oh, so she's pretty hefty.
Studded leather? Okay, we'll use another precision.
Okay. So 23 would strike for another 18.
Okay.
And Barrel is looking wounded.
And as a bonus action, I'll go for the backswing as well.
Oh, nice.
14.
And I'll use another precision, I think.
Okay.
I think this will be the... how many is this? This will be the
Third one?
third. I think this is going to be the third one, yeah.
Oof. Alright, so that would strike again with the blunt for another 20.
Oh,
As
wow.
Mei Jun just goes to town, smacking Barrel back and forth.
Barrel's like,
Uh,
honestly, as a player, I should have realized you were mind controlled. But as a character, I actually think it totally fits that she didn't
I think
realize
it's
when
pretty
she was
Yeah.
hurried over next to you. Yes.
It's like, Mei Jun, why? I need.
Help.
I need.
What have you done?
I need 2 more concentration checks from you.
Oh,
Yeah.
2 more. Yes. Okay. Agreed.
Only DC 10, but
Well, she's a warcaster as well, so.
oh, well, that's
Heyo.
good. That pays off then.
Yeah.
So you would maintain control even though you're feeling really beat up.
Really fucked up.
Gamork.
I am going to take a shot at this guy that is not wounded. I'm going to take 3 shots at him because I can.
All right. Crit.
Nice.
So 13. As you take your first shot, Nimble would yell, "Take out the one that is controlling your ally." I don't know if
Oh,
you actually
okay.
listened to him, but that's what he would yell.
Alright, well, on my second shot, I'll go for the one that I wounded earlier then.
Okay. Oh, that was 16 to the other guy, not 13. So 28 would strike with another arrow for 9, and he has to make a concentration check to hold the dominate. So that would be a DC 10 con save, which he would make. So he holds concentration, keeping Mei Jun controlled. Go ahead and make a third attack.
Shut up.
Haven't seen it yet. Oh, there
Oh,
it is.
there it is. Oh yeah, 30 would strike. Big rolls. For another 11, which would drop him. So Mei Jun, you shake off the control. What? Oh.
And there's a little whimpering reptile at your feet.
Yeah.
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 Do I do a dominate monster? I don't remember. Do I remember what I've done?
I think you. It doesn't say you forget. Like with most charms or dominates, you just know something else was in control of your actions.
Very well.
So you just felt like you were like a passenger in your own mind. So the Mind Flayer goes.
Am I allowed to move?
Yeah, you can move if you want. Before the
If
end
I
of your turn.
move up to here to try and flank him, is that an opportunity attack if I pass along this wall?
Yeah,
here?
because you would. Well, I guess you could go here then north. So I guess you could technically do that. But moving
Okay.
through Sim would be an extra 10 feet or extra 5 feet of movement.
Could I not go like diagonal to here and then?
So you could, but an extra 2 diagonals is an extra 5 feet as well. So it'd be pretty much the same
The
thing.
mark has 40. I don't know if that makes a difference. I can't see where he's going, but
I
Yeah,
mean,
He can get there even with the extra movement, but
yeah, so you could still get there. Unfortunately, as you move there, though,
cracked
Oh
ground.
yeah.
the ground would give
Fuck.
way, and I need a dex save.
He's good at those, I think. He's really good at those.
What the?
I'm glad
Ah!
you're good at it, right? You say you are.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, thank you.
You're okay.
I guess
So
I am good at those.
you would instead of falling, you would quickly grab onto the edge, keeping yourself from going down. But you are prone, hanging onto the side of the hole right now.
Ooh.
Okay.
So you
Did,
can't do
did it make
anything
the
else
mind
this
player
turn.
fall?
The Mind Flayer, no, because he's a ghost and he's kind of over on the side here.
Oh. No, I can't see, so I wasn't sure what his position was.
Yeah. So the
That would've
Mind,
been kind of fun, though.
yeah. The Mind Flayer for his turn sees all the stunned people. He's gonna come down this way. And luckily, he's not a real Mind Flayer, so he can't extract your brain. But he walks over this way. He sees Mei June has broken free, and he's gonna cast Dominate Monster on Mei June again. Give me another Wisdom save.
Sure. Did Nimble do something on his turn, or was he stunned?
Nimble did. He fired at the Mind Flayer, but he is not very high level. Ooh.
That's right. That's right.
So this one begins concentrating as Mei June is once again controlled.
Ouch.
Miss Ren, I need a int save to try to break out before Mei June murders everyone. Alright, so at the end of your turn, you do indeed break the stun and can act normally next turn. Beryl.
So the heat metal spell, is that on my turn or on his turn?
That's on your turn, so you can roll now, 2d8, if you want to
Okay.
use your bonus action.
Excellent. I do indeed want to.
Yeah, I'd have to make a concentration save.
It's true. So he is burned for another 12 and looks wounded. He has to make a concentration save. Natural 20, so he definitely
Oh.
makes it.
Okay. All right. Let me see here. For my action, let's do.
Mei June looks like he is once again being controlled.
I'm gonna put Moonbeam, but I'm saving my higher level spells. So we're gonna do Moonbeam level 3.
So are you sure you want to do that? That would break the concentration of the spell you currently have.
They're both concentration. You're right. Okay. So let's see. What attacks do I have? Let's do. I'm gonna walk up to him and try and ankle stab. Because I
I
don't.
don't wait for that. Yeah.
Alright, you go to ankle stab him. You have flank. Sim's, well, no, you don't, because
I'm
Sim's stunned.
stunned,
Never
yeah.
mind.
Does,
So,
does Mei June get an opportunity attack?
no, because
No, he left
technically,
the
right?
reach.
Well, technically,
Yeah.
also, right
He's
now,
not-
he is not commanded yet. So,
Yeah.
the link is established, but yeah.
Even if I was commanded, my reach is 10 feet.
Yeah. No provocation there.
So, for a little while, Mei June does not want to kill Beryl. Oh, you ankle stab him good.
There it goes.
9
I might
points
have
of
hit, I might have hit
damage.
it twice. Sorry. So.
And he has to make another concentration check. DC 10. Rolls a 2, and Mei June is no longer controlled.
Good. All right. I have accomplished my purpose. I might die this round. I don't
Sim.
know, but here I am. Because I can't get away because I already used my bonus action to do the heat metal stuff.
Oh,
so,
I just
yeah.
realized it's
My turn.
way over 8:30. Sorry, everyone.
Is it? Oh, it is.
But Sim, unfortunately, you are still stunned. I guess we'll finish out the round with Nimble, who may actually bring him down if he rolls well. So he is going to probably take another shot with his longbow. That would strike. And, oh, yeah, he goes down. Alright, so the group has succeeded. Gamork, I need an athletics check to climb off the side of the hole, unless someone... Yeah, I guess Mei June could probably run over and help you, right? For his turn.
Yeah, certainly I could, yep.
Yes, because I kind of need it
Alright, so Mei June, give me an athletics check to help him. Or else he will
Okay.
fall with a 5.
And this is, I would say at this point, I mean, obviously there's no threat here, but would I have the advantage of, or would I have the benefit of rage since it's happening more or less immediately after?
Yeah, it's on the same turn, so I'd probably give you rage. You'd be coming down off of it.
Neat.
Maybe you just like reach down and pick him up.
Oh.
Oh, it's probably good you did.
Yeah,
Wow.
probably.
Alright, so Gamork is out of the hole and the battle is ended. And we should probably end here because, yeah, I'm going over a bit. Go ahead and give me MVP votes. Sorry I went over. I did not realize.
I don't think anyone did.
I accidentally refreshed my screen, so it'll take me a second to whisper you, but I will send it post haste.
Alright, I got 1, 2, 3. I think I just need
Do the whisper.
it is /W space GM space the name of the person that you want to vote for. Alright, I think I know who the MVP is. It is. Oh, wait. It is a tie between Sim and Anna Kate. So, D20 roll off.
All right.
I never win these. You're probably gonna get it.
No, yep. Miss Ren is MVP. Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Alright, hope
I
everyone
need
had.
that inspiration for intelligence saves, obviously.
Yeah, no
Yep.
kidding.
Yep. All right. Well, hope everyone had fun tonight. And yeah, we'll pick it up next week.
Really did. Good night, everyone.
See y'all next week.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks. Good night. Thanks, Lou.
Yeah. Take care. Hope everyone watching enjoyed as well. I'll see you all next time. Take care.